Welcome to the Joy Buzzer.
Could it be? Could it be? It is out of here! I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
At the 20, at the 15, 10-foot touchdown!
My brain just sparkles.
And now for our feature presentation.
El pie de Cody Parkey. 43 yardas. El snap. Le mete el pie. Distancia, dirección. Le dio el poste. ¡No! ¡Falló! ¡Oh! ¡Señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Los Eagles se van con la victoria! ¡Ay, papá! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Chicago! ¡Chicago! ¡Nos vamos para New Orleans! ¡Filadelfia gana el partido! ¡Le dio al poste! ¡Le dio al poste! ¡Y falló! ¡Parkey falló! ¡Los Eagles ganan el juego! ¡Ay, papá!
Hi, Papa! It's the Joy Buzzer! And again, live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey at the beautiful Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I'm here with Nikki Cola.
Woohoo! No, senor.
The instigator, Rob C.
Hi, Papa!
I am the commish. And there it is right there. There it is. Again. Again. Right. Hi, Papa.
Hi, Papa.
Big, 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 big win by the Eagles last week.
By big, big, big
Dogs.
Dig Nick.
Oh. Yeah, that works too.
Before we do that, Nikki,
Yes.
how do they find us if they're not on YouTube?
If they don't want to watch us on YouTube or just want to listen to our audio again later, they can. You got okay?
Go, go slow because he's unprepared.
They can search us on iTunes, which is a Apple broadcasting system where they can find us, or they can jump on Stitcher, which will support Android as well.
And apparently we're on Instagram too. You remember?
We
that?
are the official Joy Buzzer,
Ah, okay.
where our
That I
intern
remember.
Z will post
Yes,
every now and then.
we're also on Twitter too at the Joy Buzzer.
We are on Twitter and Facebook, of course, is where
Facebook.
you can find a lot of our information.
Yes. And if you want to give us a ringy dingy tonight on the show, are you ready?
We are ready,
Okay,
sir.
what do you got there?
856-330-4749.
One more time.
856-330-4749. Give us a call on the old Joy Buzzer line.
Hi, Poppy. Here we go.
Hi, Poppy.
So, upside down. So,
No way to go.
last week there was some kind of football game
There was?
on Sunday night,
I don't think I remember.
and about I'm gonna say 8:00 ish, about 1 million people took a deep breath in the Delaware Valley.
A million?
A million?
About I'm guesstimating here. I probably lowballing it, but
Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
and
Are you left posting it?
I'm double doinking it here. What can I tell you?
Oh.
I had to say it. I had to say it. The Eagles pulled out a squeaker.
Pulled out is right.
Pulled out a squeaker. 16-15 over those wonderful, gorgeous Chicago Bears.
Chicago.
So, as I said on Facebook, it's 2 weeks in a row we get to thank Chicago.
Right. They were our best friends and then our
Right.
mortal enemies.
They got us into the playoffs, and then we knocked them out of the playoffs. How beautiful is that?
Amazing.
Right.
Just beautiful.
In a really gut-wrenching game because it was back and forth.
That was
You know,
by far the best game of the weekend.
for us, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most
If you're a
nerve-wracking.
Philly fan.
Yeah.
Well, Philly, but it just sport, like just game wise, it was definitely. All the other, like 2 of them were blowouts.
The 2 Sunday games are great.
Right.
2 Saturday games blew
Well,
dog.
the Chargers-Baltimore game was good for the fourth quarter.
Right.
The rest of that game
in the fourth
sucked.
quarter.
Right. The rest of that game sucked.
Right, and we'll get to that game, right?
Right.
We're
Eventually.
going to talk about the Eagles
This was
first.
the only game that was competitive during the whole game.
We
the only
must
one that
discuss the Birds.
The Birds.
They came out, and Nick Foles didn't play well. 2 picks. One wasn't his fault. One was.
The end zone one?
Yeah,
The end zone was, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, Aguilar
Yeah.
had 3 guys around him. And
three
he's-
guys around him, and he
he's
tried
trying
to
to
stick
force it in.
Yeah, there was the reason to throw that ball.
But the interception to Smallwood, to Little Penis,
Little Penis should have
Right.
fought for that.
he's got a hold of that ball. You can't let that guy rip the ball out of your hands like that. That's
Absolutely.
your ball. That's your
That's
ball.
my ball.
Right.
My
Balls.
boy.
Other than those 2 gaffes, I would say, Foles,
25 of 40, 266, and 2 touchdowns.
right. He got us through. He won the game. That last drive was fantastic.
Yeah, the game-winning drive
Right.
he did what he had to do.
Up until that time, he didn't lose us the game.
Right.
You know, he drove us down and won us the game.
Yes, he did.
But like I said, he didn't play great. Don't get me wrong. There was
266 definitely hasn't been his best performance.
right,
but
and there was a lot of throws he forced in. There's a lot of throws that he overthrew.
They forced in, but they also got completed.
Not
Right.
all of them.
And Mitch Trubisky on the other side, same amount of completions, 26, 43, threw for a 303 and a touchdown, no picks. But you can
I would definitely say he had a worse game than Foles. Even though
Yeah.
he threw for more yards and no
don't know if he had-
interceptions.
I don't know if he had a worse game than Foles. I actually think he had a better game than Foles.
I don't think he really did anything, though.
I'll be honest.
Well,
think
hey, hold on. He got him down to get that field goal.
Yep.
Because honestly, I was screaming at my TV for that last drive.
He
by
got
the
him
Bears.
down there, but blown coverage on the kickoff return.
actually, I was
they
screaming
got
on
him
my
down.
TV on the kickoff.
On the
Right.
kickoff.
They got
why
it down
do
to
you
the
give them a
50
chance to return the ball?
Why
Right.
give him why I was yelling at the TV, why are you letting him return the ball? Why? It was unfeasible to me. And of course
I
they
don't
gave
understand.
him 20 plus more yards.
What's up,
Right.
Paul Sikorsky? Yeah, you got to boot that through the end zone. You
Oh, yeah.
gotta boot
Yeah.
that.
But he
through the
wasn't
end
doing it
zone.
all day. Is there something wrong with our kicker?
No, I don't know if there's anything wrong. I think that's
I feel like he hasn't been doing that for a
special teams
while.
strategy
I think that I think
is
that's
to kick it
exactly
to the
right.
one and force the guy
To run.
to come out of the end zone.
He
Yeah.
kicked that to like the 15, though.
No,
That,
I don't know.
that
I-
one was short. No, it was.
Yeah, it
He
was
kicked
short, absolutely.
He kicked it to about like the 7 to 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
he
was
kicked
thinking,
it short.
7.
Right.
But again, hindsight being 2020, it all worked out in the end. But
But still,
You
give
can't give him that
You
chance.
can't give him that
You
chance. And
can't give him
Trubisky
that
did
chance to return
what
the ball.
Trubisky needed to do. One deep ball after that, and they're already like a hair's breadth away from the field goal.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, now on that final drive for the Bears and the first down play, Trubisky comes out and throws the ball right into the ground. It under threw the receiver by like 2 yards.
Right.
I'm thinking, okay, cool. He's not rookie, second-year player, first playoff game. He's going to choke.
Nervous.
He's going to
Right.
choke. Here
You
it
have
is, right here.
Opportunity to run down the field.
And he didn't. He marched Chicago right down the field.
Right,
And I'll
next-
tell you what, if there was another 30 seconds in the game, Chicago wins that game because Trubisky was marching them.
Right.
I don't know
The
about-
little shoulder fake,
I don't know about
and the
that.
guy was wide open down the field.
Twice Maddox bit on that. Twice he bit on that.
Oh,
It
but
was
we
like
have
watching Jalen Mills all over
been
again.
biting on that all season.
Like
Right.
watching Jalen Mills all over again.
Right.
But before that, before we get into the final drive, we all mentioned it before, Jason Peters. Jason Peters played a great game.
Single-handedly defeated Mac.
Shut down Mac. I think he had 2 tackles, 1 for loss, no sacks, maybe a quarterback hit.
I mean,
Mac was
Maybe,
just
let's
he
look
was
that up.
by far that was Peter's best game of the year.
Yeah, Peters was outstanding. You can tell there that's a Hall of Famer.
Oh
going
God,
in
yeah.
there.
I mean, the beginning of the year and stuff, he couldn't block me, and now he's shutting down Mac, who
and the last couple of weeks, Mac, Watt, Aaron Donald, the
Right.
big guys aren't getting through. But this is also a guy playing for his first Super Bowl. He wants to go because he didn't play last year.
and that
Yep.
he wants a
he's
Super Bowl.
he is the
He
one guy
held-
on the
him
team.
and Sproles.
He
Him and
led.
Sproles.
Well,
he-
not
he
just
led
for
Khalil Mack had 5 tackles,
5
1
tackles.
assist on a
Right.
tackle.
Just for as long as Peters has been with this organization, that was the one guy I felt horrible for. Was all the blood, sweat, and tears that he put in for this franchise, and we finally make it to the Super Bowl and win it, and he had to be sidelined for most of the season, that hurt.
Right.
Yeah. So
So
I mean,
he's playing his ass off.
he
This,
busted his balls all day long. Busted his ass.
pretty sure this may be his last season.
And someone
can't
else on
see
the
it.
offensive is Darren Sproles, who also was out for that run.
Right.
That was
Which-
his
right.
run,
Yeah.
and he tried to contribute.
He didn't win one
13
with the
rushes,
Saints?
21. No, I don't think he was on that. Was he on that Saints team?
No, I think he was still in San
Was he
Diego.
still San Diego
I think he was still
Charger?
in San Diego. Sproles also has hinted that he wants to come back next year.
Yeah, because he didn't play a full season again this year.
You know what? I'm not exactly sure I want that to
if they
happen.
don't count on him as the number one,
Well, if you're
then
keeping,
sure.
yeah,
Well,
if you're
he's
keeping
not-
Little Penis and Clement
if
comes
you're-
back, you got 3 clones of each
what do
other.
you do with Adams?
Well, Adams is not that type of running back, though. Right? Adams is a smash, get him to the outside running back, whereas Sproles, Little Penis,
That's
and-
Smallwood for people who won't know.
right, and Corey Clement are all these little scat back running backs.
Right.
You know, they're all pretty much clones of each other. Darren Sproles is the prototype for that
Right.
kind of a player, but you can't have 3 small running backs in your backfield. You need a Josh Adams, and you definitely need
A Blunt.
A Blunt.
Yeah.
You need a
Right.
Blunt. You need an Ajayi.
You want to smoke
guy.
a blunt?
Right.
Yeah.
Rolling blunts.
Where was Adams on Sunday? Anybody see him?
One run, right?
I think he had one rush for
1 rush for
2
2
yards.
2 yards.
Yep.
So he averaged 2 yards.
That's it.
But
And
I
Wendell
mean-
Smallwood did 8 rushes for 20 yards.
I was going to say, Sproles only had 21. We barely had any rushing yards. But
Right.
we rushed
also-
in the right spots to where it got the job done for Foles to open up and throw it.
Yeah.
So although we didn't rush for a lot,
Was
it
it
was the right time.
22 carries, 43 yards as a team.
Yeah, and
And Sproles and Smallwood each had a 10-yard run. You take
Right.
those out, it's 22 rushes
Right.
for 22 yards. I mean,
Right.
and
we
each
did
one of them
not
had
run the
2
ball.
receptions as well.
No, but they couldn't.
For about 10 yards a pop.
See, I hate to hear that they couldn't. That bugs me.
I mean, they were
You-
trying and
you've
they
got
weren't getting anywhere.
You've got an offensive line that's been together now for years, who are touted as one of the better offensive lines in the league.
Right.
Okay, you're going to tell me they can't open up a hole anywhere on that Bears defense? Horse hockey.
We're talking hockey.
No, we're not talking.
Speaking of the Flyers,
We're not talking hockey because nobody cares. It's football season. It's playoffs. It's Eagles. Nobody gives a shit about hockey. So as I was saying, the
I got.
Where was
I
it?
may have a.
see,
I may have
I
some.
set it up perfectly.
There's something for that.
Oh man,
Let me see.
You want this one?
no, the other one.
Oh, that's for the yeah.
right.
No, señor.
That
no,
one.
señor.
Yeah.
No, señor. No, señor. No, señor.
See, I set you up perfectly. I got nothing.
You did.
As I was saying, the offensive line, again, been together for a long time.
Right.
Dowd is one of the best offensive lines in the league. You're going to tell me they couldn't open up holes for our 3 running backs?
I mean, they did in the beginning when
They
they were
didn't
trying.
at all.
They were trying to go back and
They,
forth.
they didn't at all. There was no holes to run through.
No, but
Like I said,
Chicago
give
is
credit.
a
Chicago's
21
a tough-
carries for 42 yards is not going to get it done in New Orleans.
right. But Chicago's a very good run defense,
Yeah.
and it showed. But
And we're not a good running team without a big back
At
and
all.
stuff. No.
At all. That's my
But they
worry
ran
right now.
enough to keep that defense honest. And let's just give it Big Dick with the short, medium, yeah.
Big Dick.
Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick Nick. right
Again.
There he is. Just with the short and intermediate
there.
passes.
Paul, you looking at this picture, Paul? You got this picture? Look at that guy. Look at that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Super Bowl MVP.
again. I take away the the interceptions. It was the one definitely wasn't good, but I don't know. I just think this team plays better around him.
Oh, I agree.
A lot better
I
around
agree.
him, and I don't know if it's magic like they're saying, if it's the veteran presence of Foles and he doesn't make too many stupid plays or rush plays or forced plays or
He keeps on an even keel.
I don't know what
That's
it
it.
is.
Also,
That is his strength.
also keep in mind, too, it wasn't just Foles on Sunday. It wasn't just Foles.
Well, that was an entire team win.
Al Schlong had a great game. Had
Right.
6 catches, 80-something yards.
Golden Taint, not so bad.
Golden Tate, people are underestimating that last play that he caught the touchdown on.
On all parts.
Just a great all-around play between the Nick Foles, the line, and Tate making his pattern.
right.
And as it came out, he actually forgot the pattern.
That's what he said. He forgot the route
He
to
forgot
run.
the route. So it was more lucky than anything else. But you know what? Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
That's right.
And
Right.
and you know he that split second that he hesitated, threw the D-backs all off, and he cut and throws. Foles made a
He flurried out. He
fantastic-
flowed out of the.
Foles made a great pass underneath the outstretched arm to whoever 94 is. It doesn't really matter,
Right.
Because he's a loser, and just a great play. I mean, a great all-around play on that final pass.
Right.
You know,
Al Schlong, 6 receptions, 82 yards.
Yep.
Zach
Golden
Ertz another bit. Goddard had a great game.
Goddard played very, very well.
Goddard shut down Mac a couple times.
Not just I was gonna say not just pass catching.
Right.
But blocking.
Had a
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
game
he had
blocking.
a great blocking game. Something
Yeah.
that Ertz doesn't do too well.
Well, here's the
If
thing,
he
though.
can step in and make up for that.
He helped with that. But again, we go back to Peter. Peters did such a great job on Khalil Mack
Yeah.
that they didn't have to keep the tight end in
Right.
Yep.
to block. They actually put him out in the pattern, which put more stress on their linebackers in secondary.
Yep.
That helped Nick Foles a lot.
Absolutely.
The fact
That was huge, yes.
the fact that Peters could handle Mack on his own for the majority of the game, besides the 5 tackles and everything, that helped the offense out big time.
Now, though, I will say about Chicago's defense,
Chicago.
between Mack and Hicks, the guy in the middle,
Right.
that defensive line is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's going to be some changes now that Vic Fangio got hired to be Denver's coach, which I think is a great hire for them.
We'll see.
Denver's a defensive team.
Oh,
They needed a
absolutely.
defensive
Absolutely.
coach. And now they brought Kubiak back to be the OC, which I think is a great move because I think Kubiak's a good OC.
Right.
Right.
So that means you get a couple weapons for Casey Keenum, and he can replicate what he did in
And then when they
Minnesota.
draft a good quarterback, because Keenum just blows dog. Let's all admit that, please.
What are you talking about? They got
He got him to a
What?
championship
What's
game.
up?
But
Paxton
getting back to
Lynch and-
Fangio and his defense for Chicago, they're a very, very good defense. I mean, there's very, very little weaknesses on that defense.
right.
Adrian Amos, Raquan Smith,
Right.
in the secondary.
Their main weakness was
Prince
the fact that
Amukamara.
their starting safety didn't play, and he could have. And Nagy kept him out, which I'm sure was questioned in Chicago. Nobody cares here.
The biggest thing for that defense was the fact that Mac got shut down by one dude. You got to double team him. This is a different game.
Right, because that opens it up for the rest
Right.
of their defensive line and their linebackers.
So that's I would say that's one of the bigger outcomes was the fact that one guy was able to shut down their best dude on defense, who's been wrecking quarterbacks since he's got to Chicago.
Right.
So Nick Foles getting it out within the 2.5 seconds or whatever that magical number they keep calling it is, and the fact that one guy shut down their best dude, that was huge.
Yep.
That's a totally different game if you need to double team Mac all day, or Foles holds the ball for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So now we go from the best defense in the NFC to the second best defense in the NFC in New Orleans. Their defense is nothing to sneeze at.
Nah, see, I'm done with that because after last Sunday watching the games, you watch the Chargers Baltimore game where they
I
said
NFC.
right,
You
but
know,
still,
I don't know where New Orleans is ranked overall as a defense, but I know they're ranked very high in the NFC,
Right.
second or third.
I just
Between Chicago, New Orleans, and LA, they're the 3 top defenses.
what about Baltimore?
In the
In the
NFC.
NFC, he did.
Not
he
NFC.
did-
I'm
the
just
NFC.
saying. I'm just saying the broadcast is on Sunday.
I'm not worried about AFC just yet. Wait
Where?
till we get to the Super Bowl.
Oh, don't you shush me.
I'm not. Did I shush you?
You're about to.
No, I was not.
Don't let me talk.
I didn't.
This is
That's
my
not,
damn show.
No. I'm just saying.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the upcoming game between the Eagles and the Saints.
Oh, I thought we were covering all of last Sunday.
I'm
Last
covering
week's.
the Eagles. I don't give a rat's ass about anybody yet. I'm covering the Eagles.
Good thing we show prep this week.
I told you what I'm doing on my show.
There it is.
So now we go down and play the 13-3 Saints,
The
the
number
one
one
seed. That's right.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be a joke.
It's going to be a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
right.
That's it.
Oh, double.
Not my phone.
Not this time.
I'm surprised you could even hear it because it's so far down.
Excuse me? Oh, my God. So we
But
go
it's
down,
gonna be a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs game.
we go down, we go down to the Dome and take on Drew Brees
Right.
and double-headed running backs and a good defense.
Right. They're an 8-point underdog, are our Eagles.
That's a big underdog.
We were a 6-pointer in Chicago, so why not? They're used to it now. Hell,
Right.
That's right. According to the new Park Sportsbook, that's 8 points.
Parks. See?
Parks.
So we go down and we're playing Drew Brees, potential MVP, Hall of Famer, all kinds of accolades.
Another
yada,
Super
yada,
Bowl
yada.
MVP. Yeah. What?
This year?
No, but he is a Super Bowl.
He is
MVP.
a Super Bowl. It's the
In
first
fact,
time ever
yes.
that 2 Super Bowl MVPs are meeting in the playoffs from the same high school,
Right.
whatever the freaking stat
Exactly.
is.
Westville.
Dude, this
On a
Stupid.
Tuesday in
on a
January.
Thursday. in
And,
the
and one
snow,
guy's going to
in a
sneeze and no one's going to say
dome.
bless
Right.
you within the first 4
Yeah,
seconds.
man.
I
Uh,
can't stand these
I
stats.
can't either.
Really hate these stats.
Speaking of stats and hating, the NFL website still has Carson Wentz as the starter for this game.
Well, you know what?
I love it.
There's a very good chance Carson Wentz suits up for this game.
Ah,
Not
no.
plays, suits up.
No,
According to Penderson,
that's fine, but no.
Carson Wentz will be on the sidelines
didn't hear
in
that.
uniform.
I didn't hear that either.
Okay.
You're pulling your stats out of your
I
ass
did.
again.
No, I heard it.
No, senor!
Yeah, I
Blame,
just-
blame Fat Ruben Frank on whatever the Comcast.
I love the
network station
update
is
I
now.
get every Monday morning. It's like breaking news: Carson Wentz will start Sunday for the
Well,
Eagles.
hello, Miss Frazier, and yes, go Eagles. That's what we're discussing right now. If you want to call in, the number is
856-330-4749.
give us a call. Join us. We're talking about the Eagles and how they're going down in New Orleans as an 8-point underdog. And
to the 1 seed Saints.
Now, you don't feel that this team's any different from the last time we played.
I didn't say that. I said they're not much different.
Well-
Everybody's saying how it's a different team.
Should I pull
aside
the-
from the quarterback, aside from what I'm saying is aside from the quarterback, what's different from from when they played in just November?
Just the way this team has been handling themselves, playing. I think the team as a whole has played a
Right,
much better game of football.
That secondary has gelled a little better. They got Tim Jernigan's back, right? 'Cause
Right.
he didn't play
That's
that
huge.
first game.
That's
Right.
huge.
So
Well, I don't. Did Sproles play the first game?
I don't think
Probably
Sproles
not.
was
I
there.
don't think he
Probably
was.
not.
So it's a matter of that
You had a
they're
Corey
playing-
Clement that was playing on half a half a leg.
they're playing like these Super Bowl champs. They're playing as a team that together again. You don't see fights on the sideline and people yelling at each other like we were in the beginning of the year. It is
And-
the team is gelled again.
We don't know how bad Wentz was hurting that part of the season either.
yes, we did.
We everybody says he's a little off.
But
or
everybody's
whatever.
going knee, and it wasn't his knee at all.
It was
his
the back.
back.
We don't know how bad his back was hurting. So
Go Eagle. Oh, Paul, you're so witty.
We knew he was gonna be cautious with the knee, and he wasn't gonna step into stuff, and he wasn't gonna run like he used to because he's worried about his knee, which he should be. But at that point, we didn't know how bad his back really was. So I think something clicks with Nick Foles in there, and this team plays different.
Right.
I don't know why. Nobody can understand it.
I do.
Well,
I know why.
Explain it.
And I've been saying it since September. Carson Wentz has never been fully healed any time this season. He's never been healthy one game in this whole season. Not one. They rushed him back from the knee, and when everybody was worried about the knee, he hurt his back. We don't know exactly when he hurt his back, but we know his back was hurting. So not one game this year was he fully healthy. Exactly. Not one game.
that was him screaming on the sideline.
Right. Saying, hey, I'm not healthy at all. I rush back. I know it, but I had to save my job because Big Dick Nick is going to come in, and God forbid we go on another Super Bowl run, then Wentz knows he's out of a job
I have 2 rings though.
that he had no part in.
It's no better. You get 2 rings.
Oh,
he played in the season.
I agree with you, but I'm saying he's going to feel like he had no part of it because he didn't win the Super Bowl. He didn't even play.
He didn't play in the game.
He didn't win a playoff game.
Talking
He
about
didn't
Wentz?
play. Yeah. So
Wentz could say he's a big part of the first one though, because
Sure
he
he
won
can.
11 games.
First
Sure
one
he
was
can.
100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you saw how good he is when healthy.
Right.
35 touchdowns in, 13 games?
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
And after missing the
That's
last 3
pretty
games, he
good.
still almost led the league in
Right.
NFL and
So
touchdown passes.
And did you see any part of Wentz this year.
But we knew it was going to take a couple games. That was his preseason. Was the
We knew
first
it was
couple
going to take
games?
a year to recover.
No, I mean what he looked like the year before. It was going to take a couple games for him to.
But I'm saying that
To-
injury
at
is a
snapping.
year-long recovery.
Right.
And in
Right.
somewhere in that year-long recovery, he came back and played and hurt his back.
That's what I mean.
And on a hurt back,
But how does his back getting injured this season have anything to do with his knee?
on a hurt back, he still threw for 3,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 7 picks.
Yes. But do you
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had better stats than he did last year. But at any time, did he look like the comfortable
No.
Carson Wentz of
No, he
last
did
year?
not.
But that's
not
but,
one
but,
game.
But that's anybody. You go out there and you wreck your knee the way he did. Are you going to go out there and play exactly the same, or are you going to be hesitant?
There's going to be some and honestly, another
No,
thing.
I want him to answer that.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude there.
Again, it
No,
depends.
no.
No.
Are
I'm
you-
going to answer your question. The question is, would you be hesitant coming back from a knee injury the way he did?
Right.
Right. Now, my
Now I gotta
the
answer
question to
a
the
question.
The question of the question is, if you're rushed back, of course there's hesitant. You've got to be hesitant because you rushed back. You know you're not fully prepared. If he had taken the full year off like he should have, there'd have been no hesitant in him at all. No hesitating whatsoever. If he'd taken that year off.
No, 100%. There's hesitation with a big knee injury like that. With a big injury at all like that, he's gonna be afraid to get hit. He's gonna be afraid to be scrambled.
Then why bring him back at all?
Because he was healthy.
He wasn't healthy. We all know this. We all saw this.
Well, the
we
doc-
saw it in the
We
way he
saw
played.
Hold on a
no.
second.
We saw the hesitation
Right.
Well,
because he was injured, and you don't want to re-injure that.
Because he was injured.
Right.
Hold on a second.
Because
But
that was his
didn't
injury.
the doctors clear him though?
That's what I
they
mean.
did.
The
He's not
doctors
going
who
to get
saw
cleared.
the knee and talked to him and said, "Hey, is there any pain here? No. You think you can play?
Okay,
Yes.
fine. Hey, okay, they asked
Let's
him
look
that.
at some X-rays.
Is there any pain there? And he says no. Do you
Right.
think he was bullshitting? Of
He
course
could've
he
been.
was.
He could-
He wants to get back on that field.
Of course.
And
So-
God
but the
bless him
doc-
for that. That's a football player.
Right. But the doctors can also
But
look at
that's
the
not
knee and go, well, the knee looks pretty good. There's no tears. There's no
Right.
inflammation.
There's
no
still the
swelling.
scans and stuff like that.
He's making all the moves in practice that he needs to make, and he's telling us he has no pain.
And he's telling us he has no pain.
Right. We can't stick a meter in there and say, okay, there's a pain factor in there. We can't. We can only go
Right.
by what medically the doctors can see
I
and what the
agree.
player is telling him.
I agree 1,000% with you.
Unless
Okay.
he is the best poker player in the world, if there's pain in that knee when he takes a step or he throws a ball deep, you're gonna see it.
Watch him.
Watch him.
Watch him. Watch him. When he plants and he lets it loose, you can see it's not healed. It's not ready.
But that
it's
was his
not,
back.
No. I'm talking about his knee. Watch him. And watch him with the fact that how many times did he run this year? Not many.
Again, you're hesitant.
I
Of
think
he's
course,
hesitant to
because you're still hurt.
No.
I don't think he was
I don't
still
agree
hurt.
with- I don't
and
agree
I
with
think
that one at all.
honestly,
I think he was.
You don't matter. It
I
don't matter if
think
he
he
took.
was healthy one game this year.
If he
I
took
think
2
that
years
one
off,
game.
I think they focused so much on the knee that when the back started to get sore, they didn't pick it up in time because they didn't.
No.
And they pussyfooted around, because they were like, well, his knee's okay and stuff. But
Right.
And
he's
how
going,
long was his back hurt for?
We don't
We
know.
don't know.
Exactly.
Because
But what does his-
nobody knows?
But what
It
does
could have
his-
been
what's-
hurt in
what does his back have to do
preseason.
with his knee?
Because it could have been hurt in preseason, and when your mechanics are off,
He didn't play in preseason.
Listen to me. Listen to me. He could have been hurt practicing in preseason. Now, when your mechanics you have to change your mechanics because you've hurt something else. That's going to throw everything out of whack.
Right.
I'm sure
I get
because
that.
his back hurt and his knee was still healthy because, it takes 9 months instead of the year, they say, for the ACL. His mechanics
See,
were
you can't.
screwed.
You're 100% relying on that when you won't take into account everybody's body's different.
Everybody's body is completely different. However, the injury is the same. It's a torn ligament in a knee.
But then what did I just say?
You're saying everybody's different, and they are.
So if his knee heals in 9-10 months compared to someone else healing in 12, that's not possible.
No, it's not. It's not possible.
So everybody's body being different doesn't mean shit.
Not when it comes to ligaments. It's all the same.
Not really.
Sure it is.
If your body heals faster than mine and we have the same injury and your body heals faster than mine, well, guess what? You healed faster than I did.
Not with ligaments. That's all I'm telling you. Not with torn ligaments and surgery and everything else. They say, the doctors say, it's a year recovery. A year. Plain and simple. A year.
Okay.
Carson Wentz. Down,
Wrench?
now-
He's wrench. He wrenched
now,
the knee.
yeah, he did. He was not ready. He was not ready at any point
I just
this
think
year.
no matter what,
And I think it showed on the field.
no matter year, if he's out for a year, he's out for 9 months. He's going to be hesitant no matter what, and it showed.
And as I stated the question last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, Nick Foles win the Super Bowl. What do you do? And I say trade him.
Trade
Wentz.
Trade Nick Foles?
No, trade Wentz.
They're not going to be able to keep both after this
Nope.
season. That's
You're-
the biggest.
¡No, señor!
There's no way you can keep both quarterbacks.
No, well-
Why not?
If
What about if they both want to stay?
If Foles gets to the Super Bowl, Wentz is out of here. Wentz is gone.
Unless,
is that a
unless
prediction?
If the Eagles lose this week, you probably see Nick Foles walk.
I still think that this franchise holds
Going
on.
into the future there.
I still think this franchise is going to hold on to Wentz a little too long. If he keeps getting injured, if he 100% comes back full healthy, look like
Thanks,
he did
Paul.
last season, great, awesome. But if he doesn't play a full season next year and play the way he did 2 years ago, I don't know.
Now, see, are you going to risk losing an entire season for a quarterback when you let another quarterback who's played so well in the postseason the last 2 years, Super Bowl MVP, all that? Are you going to let him walk?
That's what I
and
mean.
take your chance on an injury-riddled quarterback?
They're screwed no matter what they do here.
But do you want Foles to start your season when we know that Foles started this season and was with a full preseason, and they started out horribly?
They started
Decent.
out 1-1.
He started out. Didn't he play 3 games?
He played 3 games because Wentz didn't come
I
back
thought
to
it-
the 4th game.
Okay, so he's what, 1-2?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think they were.
That was 17
weeks
ago.
They lost to.
But
They
also-
lost to Tampa Bay.
Keep in mind, too, that when we started this season, we were the Super Bowl champs.
Right.
Which we've
And
never had.
I know. We
we've
never had that
never
before.
had that before.
And a lot of stuff has changed from last season.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's definitely.
And you know what? The Eagles didn't have an identity then, aside from Super Bowl champs. They didn't know who they were back then.
They were who we
think,
thought they were.
I think that. Well, number one, I think the Eagles lose this week to New Orleans. I don't think they beat New Orleans. I know. I said it.
I don't know.
¡Señor!
I think New Orleans just in the dome.
It's gonna be a tough game.
They don't lose.
¡Ay, papá!
This is
What do you guys
this
think?
is a much tougher game than Chicago.
What do you guys think? Who wins this game?
I honestly don't know, and I'm leaning towards the Saints.
I am the diehard. I think that the Eagles will win this game.
The Foles magic continues.
Not only because of the Foles magic, I believe that Week 11 drubbing is in their head to the point where that defense was embarrassed. Malcolm Jenkins was embarrassed,
Yeah.
and I think that Nick Foles, his even keel on the offense, will do a better job against that Saints defense, which, as good as everybody thinks they are, remember earlier in the year that secondary for the Saints was getting torn up by Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Okay, they almost
That's
lost
true.
to the Browns.
That's where the legend began.
Yeah, that's the legend of Baker
I thought
Mayfield.
that was
there.
Sam Darnold.
So I think the Eagles will win, and they're going to win in a rout.
See, I
It's,
think
everybody talks about that Superdome magic, and yeah, Drew Brees is great in the dome. It's not like the Saints have ever lost a playoff game in the dome. Remember, Randall Cunningham went down to New Orleans and beat the Saints in a playoff.
yeah, but Bobby
How many years
Hebert
ago?
was their quarterback. Come on.
But still,
I don't know. I think-
it's happened.
I definitely
They've blown
think-
big games in
Sure
the
they
dome.
have.
It's gonna be a closer game.
This will run that record before.
I agree with you that emotions are going to be high, but that'll only last about a quarter, and then I
Well,
think New Orleans will put it all together.
I think it'll be a much better game than the beginning of the year. I just think Saints are a complete team.
I say, everybody out there, go down to the Park Sports Bet sports book.
Why are we
You're getting
promoting
eight.
Parks all of a sudden?
You got because I need to tell the brother something. Go down there, and it's not a sucker bet to take the Eagles and those 8 points.
All right, we're going to take
They're
a break.
winning outright.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to
Talk the
talk
rest
about
of
the other 3 games coming up this weekend and playoff weekend,
Playoff.
conference weekend, whatever you want to call it this weekend, semis. Right? Semis?
divisional
I don't know.
playoffs.
Whatever.
Divisional
We're
divisional
calling it
round.
Divisional.
No, we're not. It's not divisional because we're not playing the Cowboys.
It's the
It's
divisional
round of
playoff
playoff.
round.
I play the Cowboys.
We'll be right back.
This is Rob C., the instigator, and you're listening to The Joy Buzzer, sports talk with a buzz.
Broadcast media is all around you, and it's the people with media skills who work in this amazing industry. How do you gain those skills? The Philadelphia area campus of Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Affordable training in months, not years, without decades of debt. 1-800-TV-RADIO or GoCSB.com.
I am the commish.
And I'm Rob C., the instigator.
Nicky Cola over here.
And we are the Joy Buzzer, the premier sports talk show, sports talk with a buzz.
And if you like our new sports talk channel here on YouTube Live, please subscribe.
And if for some crazy reason you like the show, smash that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the bell to get our notifications so when we go live, you're right here with us.
And we're back with the Joy Buzzer live. Cherry Hill, New Jersey, the beautiful CSB, Connecticut School of
Not
Broadcasting.
brought to you by Vitamin Water, by the
No,
way.
brought to you by Nicky Cola's Joy Buzzer.
That's right.
But
See? Nicky Cola's all over that.
But
We're still talking football. We're going to
Oh, yeah.
go through the other three playoff games. The first one coming up Saturday at 4:40, right?
4:35.
Thank you. Colts,
Colts
Chefs.
at the Chefs. Colts coming off the big win, going into Houston
do you believe I called that one?
and
You did.
beating the Texans
And laid a
21-7.
Smackdown.
Laid
I
down
picked the
to
Colts too,
smackdown.
didn't I?
I think so. That was not a good game.
No, Colts.
I think we all picked the Colts.
Dearest mother.
No, Zach was 0-4 last week, remember?
Oh, that's right. He was 0-4.
Sorry, Owen.
Sorry, champ.
Does anybody want to play the Colts right now? They are
No,
just on fire.
Yeah.
I do think between the Colts and us going into the playoffs, we're the hot teams.
Yeah?
I believe the Colts were
argument.
hotter.
I believe the Colts were definitely hotter, yes, but we were the two teams.
And did you
With
see that
huge
beard
momentum
on Frank
swings.
Reich? God damn, that man's a sexy man with a beard. Jeez. Unbelievable.
know,
Sexy beast.
Hot and bothered? What the hell's going on?
I'm telling you.
Did you want to touch his schmeckle?
Oh, man. He made. I got to cool down with a little vitamin water. Not a sponsor.
Yeah. Andrew Luck going 19 for 32, 222 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So still not a ridiculous game.
No, but
What they did is they came out and they smacked the Texans in the mouth in that first quarter.
Oh, it was 21-0 at halftime.
Yeah,
It shocked
it was
them.
the first drive of the first quarter. The Colts marched down, punched him in the face.
Oh, 100%.
And said, "Stop me."
Yep,
Yeah,
and that's exactly what
and the Texans
Houston
couldn't.
went, oh, shit. Yeah.
And their
Yep.
defense, give the Colts defense because they came out against the Houston offense and smacked them in the mouth.
You know, the Colts defense is so much better than people give them credit for. That the defense has been like top 5 after their 1-5 start. They were top 5 the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
Right.
They're that good.
Yep.
They're that damn good. Now this week they go into Kansas City
Yes.
and they play our old friend Andy Fat Ass
And
Cheeseburger Reed.
Fat ass cheeseburger Reed. Yep.
And the Kansas City Chiefs #1 seed earned the #1 seed.
Right.
Uh,
But let's just say
Earned
let's just
and snuck away with it.
snuck away.
I would
well,
say.
no.
but snuck away.
Let's just say that an idiot that they had on their team kind of cost them a little bit of mojo going into the
absolutely.
Oh, a
playoffs.
lot. Yes.
And that team is not the same team
No.
without that running game.
Nope.
Let's just say that. Because they're not. And as
Wow.
good as Patrick Mahomes has been this year without a running back, a quality running back, I think this could be part of what makes them falter.
What's the matter? Charkandrick West isn't a great running back? Come on now. No, I agree with you. I agree. Mahomes, I don't want to say he's been exposed, but people are now keying on him where before they couldn't, put all their efforts to stopping him when
nope.
you had a rushing attack.
Nobody expected that.
Right.
Between him, the guy we're not going to name, and Hill,
Right.
that team was.
And Kelsey. Don't forget
Right,
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce.
second best tight end in football.
Right. He's definitely one
Yeah.
alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely 2 behind.
Zach Ertz.
Right.
You know, when I mentioned that loser in New England, only 3 touchdowns this year.
Right.
He sucked this year, but that's the next game.
Still the best.
Next game. But yeah, let's face it, Kansas City's all offense. It's all offense.
Oh yeah, and you can see that by most of their games. It was back forth, and they would just outscore people. They would stop them.
Exactly.
Their defense, was middle-ish of the road. Let's just say that.
Right.
And
not even give them that much credit.
So the question lies, because we know Colts will score this week. We know that.
Oh,
Can
absolutely.
the Colts stop the Chiefs from
I
scoring?
think that defense is good
and
enough.
I think
Commish.
they can.
Yeah.
I think they can. I'm
If-
picking the Colts.
If not, I would lean on the Colts to get the job done when it's needed most. But for sure, I think they'll be able to keep up with them offensively.
I'm taking the Colts this week. I
Yeah,
think the Colts.
I got Colts because, I mean, one of these teams that collapses at the end of the year has to. And clearly I was 100% wrong with the Chargers last week.
Yes, you were.
I thought for sure Baltimore
We're
was
getting
spanking
there.
them.
We're getting there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Let's get our picks for this game.
My collapse for this week, and Colts are going to win.
Okay. Instigator, what do you got over there?
You know what? I really do like the Colts, and I like the work that Frank Reich is putting in this year. The one thing that kind of gives me a little bit of remiss is the fact that Andy Reid, historically, you give him 2 weeks to prepare for somebody, and he usually puts together a really good game plan.
Coming what?
Historically.
Probably undefeated, coming off his buys. Yeah.
Yeah, coming off a bye week, getting 2 weeks.
Miss Frazier's taking the Colts.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's giving me a drawback of this game, and the fact that they, I don't like teams giving too much rest, too much, emphasis on having that week off. But maybe they needed it to get their head squared away.
I'll figure out a running game.
Right, but that being said, I'm still picking the Colts.
4-hour build up.
We all agree that the Colts.
But you have to, you have to measure what do you have.
So since we all picked the Colts, the Chiefs win.
Oh, we're measuring here?
Yeah, measuring.
Somebody will pick the Chiefs somewhere.
They're not the number 1 seed for.
There you go.
For no reason.
Paul
For no
said
reason.
Big Red pulls out another one.
There
All
you
right,
go.
thanks, Paul. There's the Chiefs for you.
There you go. Somebody pick Chiefs.
All right, so the next
I don't know.
game.
Concerned about that game.
Yeah, next game is the 8 o'clock game Saturday night, right?
Yes, it is.
Between the L.A. Rams and the visiting Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys took care of business in their own home last weekend, beating the Seattle Seahawks. What was it, 24-22?
Yeah.
Yep.
A 2-point game?
Yes.
Yeah.
24-22.
I've said all along that Dallas had a very good defense. And it showed Saturday night shutting down Seattle's high-vaulted rushing attack.
Well, I don't know if it was high voltage. But definitely, you give the credit to that offense. They did exactly what they needed to do. They gave the ball to their running back, and Dak Prescott actually outperformed Russell Westbrook. He outperformed them, and
Westbrook
which is what he
Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Russell. You guys both said last week, and I remembered this, that you said that Seattle and Dallas were the mirror images.
They were mirrors.
I thought they were the same team.
I agree with that, but I think they're the mirror images, just Dallas had better weapons. With Prescott and with Cooper, I think they have
Elliott's
better.
a big dude.
Elliott was
That's what I'm saying.
That's a big weapon.
Seattle doesn't have a weapon like that, or like Amari Cooper.
Right.
A very good, and God help, what's his name, who got hurt with that gruesome,
the dude, the broken ankle?
gruesome injury.
All right.
Right.
We hope for a speedy recovery. We don't want to see anybody carted off the field, especially something as gruesome as
Oh,
that.
my God. The slow motion was even quick.
Oh, it was disgusting.
Right.
All right.
But give the Cowboys that credit. Ezekiel Elliott, 26 carries, 137 yards against a really good,
Not a
very
defense.
good Seattle defense.
Right.
Dak Prescott, 6 rushes, 29 yards and a touch. Dak Prescott, 22 of 33, 226, a touchdown and a pick. Not great, but good enough to win the game.
Good enough to get his first playoff win.
Absolutely. pretty much mirrored Russell Wilson.
Right.
Russell was
that's right.
18 of 27.
These
for
games were the
236.
same.
Exactly.
They're almost the
But
exact same.
like I said, the only thing different is Dallas
Run
had
game.
better weapons.
They had a
That's all it is.
better.
They
They're,
had-
they're so much alike, it's frightening.
Yeah.
The better way, just the
Rashad
run,
Penny had 29 carrying
Right.
yards.
just the run game.
Right.
Carson had
Run alone.
20.
I
Yeah.
mean, they weren't stopped. Elliott had more rushing yards
Than their
in
entire-
one half than their entire team. did.
Right.
Right.
And now they go into L.A.
And if they're gonna beat the Rams, they're gonna have to repeat what they did.
Right. Now let's say Dallas shuts down Gurley. Okay, and puts the game in Goff's hands. Do you think they win? Do you think LA has enough to win with Goff and
I don't know.
Cooks
They lost a lot
and Woods?
when they lost Cooper Kupp because
Cooper
Cooper
Kupp
Kupp
was huge.
was huge for that Rams offense, and you could tell at the end of the year that they missed him. So I don't know. This is definitely, if you like running backs and the running game, this is definitely a spotlight.
Oh,
game.
this is gonna be a
This
run
is-
game.
Yeah,
This
is
is not-
Elliott, Todd Gurley, and stuff. It's gonna be so much fun, and it's which team can get the best performance out of that back, and that their quarterback does enough to win the game. And
Yep.
you
Yeah.
know what?
The quarterback has to not hurt them here.
Right.
Not that, what's his name?
Jared
Goff
Goff,
has done that at all this year. It's they're like the Chiefs.
Yep.
It's just outscore your opponent. It's not
And-
try and stop them. It's just run faster.
Do you know what's going to suck? Is Dallas is going into LA and Dallas is going to have home field advantage.
Everybody
They will
has
have-
home field.
because they will have twice the amount of fans there than
Right.
the Rams
They-
will.
yeah,
But-
it's
Which
probably
just-
they're
that
estimating.
pisses me off.
They're estimating it's probably going to be like 65% Cowboys. It's almost like a 60-40
But
split.
everybody
remember,
that
too,
goes
they're-
there
well-
is the way is
Well,
usually
you
the
remember,
home.
LA, they're still trying to rebuild that
Right.
NFL market.
And Dallas's training camp is only 12 miles from that
Well,
place.
and they've been training there for 30 years.
right in Oxnard.
Right.
So,
Bless you.
Yeah, exactly. Me personally, I think it comes down to the defense. I think both defenses are good. I think Dallas is peaking at a better time. I think LA peaked already and is now on a down slope.
That's what I felt.
Yeah.
The
And
And I
Chiefs
think
are
Dallas
on a
is,
downslide too.
Yeah, but I also think
And
Dallas
they don't have
is,
that
is-
home field. It's not a true home field advantage.
Right, it's not. I mean, the only thing is, the only difference is LA didn't have to travel. That's it.
And they got a
Right.
week.
Right.
Right, and they had a week.
They had the week off that some teams it works great for, and some teams
So,
not so much.
why does the Park Sportsbook have the Rams favored by a touchdown?
Because they should be.
No, if it's
Because the
closer than
Rams-
that, it's usually a 3-point game.
The Rams finished 12-4. They had a shot at being the number 1 seed. Dallas finished 10-6, 11-5.
Yeah, because they wanted. That's why they kept Dak
Right.
in, because they wanted 10 wins.
Yes. So I mean, right there it tells you, better record. And personally, I think Vegas feels that LA has more stars
on
their
the
team.
defense.
On-
They got
on,
a lot
you
of
know,
older stars.
right?
and
But I'm
stuff.
talking, Aaron Donald, Dominic and Sue.
And what do you get? Well, you get
Hakeem
3 for being
Talib.
home.
Yeah, it's doing that three.
usually you
Right.
get a-
So
No.
4 points we're looking at here, which isn't
yeah, but
too
a
far out of reach.
touchdown's usually a lot, though.
Right.
A lot, but I mean, LA has been a good team all year.
So it all comes down to who's going to perform better. We both know that the running backs are all-star running backs,
Huge.
all-pro, and whoever gets the better game out of the running backs will probably win. But now it goes down to the quarterbacks. Which quarterback is going to give you the game-winning performance? We already saw Dak Prescott go into a playoff game and not lose a game.
Not lose it for him. Yeah.
Right. Jared Goff, this is what, his second playoff game?
Do you remember last year's playoff game?
I remember last year's playoff game. He
Played the Rams.
played
Played the Falcons.
Played the
I was going to
Falcons.
say, he played himself?
Yeah, I was about to say.
And didn't have a great
Did
game.
not have a great game in his first playoff game at home.
at home.
And give the Falcons last year some credit and stuff. Their defense isn't that great and stuff.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, they were all offensive team, too.
Yeah, but they were, I feel, definitely an inferior opponent to LA last year.
Yeah, and
the Falcons were.
and the Falcons went in there and beat them.
I think
They let a
Goff-
dome team come out there and beat them.
So I think Goff has a lot on his mind, trying not to, do what
Repeat.
he did last year. Right,
Right.
repeat. Do what he did last
Yeah,
year.
but hopefully he got that out of the way. He got, what it's like. Hopefully he can shake it the first quarter. He knows what it is to be, a better team, a good team last year. And
Right. But
lose it.
he's playing a better defense this time around, which gives me pause. is that this Cowboys defense is playing a hell of a lot better. They're
Right.
a young, hungry unit, and I think
Go ahead.
without Cooper
Go ahead.
Kupp there, and if they can contain Gurley, I don't think Goff can win this game for him.
Gurley's just got to stay healthy. I feel like he gets carted off like every game
Well, he hasn't played the last 3.
He hasn't played
Right.
yeah,
for
so-
this reason.
For this reason,
to stay healthy
To
for
stay-
this.
Right, to get healthy for the playoffs.
Playoffs.
I think that was a risky move by Sean McVay.
Not playing him at all.
Not playing him at
Right.
all.
He is a genius, right? Isn't that they're touting him as a
That's
genius?
Right.
You know, that's the wisdom everybody
It's
seems
it's
to
the
have.
genius against the puppet
Pretty
this
much.
week.
Pretty much.
We'll see.
Who do you got?
I got no idea.
I
Again, I think it's too. I think it's
You know,
it's last week.
It's a sports show here. You got to have an opinion.
You always say my opinion's wrong.
just have an opinion. I love that.
I don't know because I feel like it's two somewhat similar teams again. Dallas has the edge on defense, but I just think Rams have played so good all year that they should have the advantage.
Okay. What do you got?
I have no idea.
You got to pick something.
Somebody else go. Don't look at me first.
All right. Instigator, who
Well,
do you
here, yeah. You know what? Let's go to the guy who was actually #1 at picking football games this year.
Wow, that didn't take. He didn't say that last week, so I give him one.
Hold on a second.
No, hold on. I got some. I got.
No, I got this.
Hold on. I got.
No, let's give it to this guy. The cheers are.
I'm so confused.
The cheers are higher. So. All right. Let's see what I got.
Go into your bag of tricks.
I hate.
No, don't do it. God
I
damn it.
hate doing it. The Cowboys are going to win this game. Damn you, Sikorsky. Those stinking Cowboys are going to win this game, Sikorsky.
Paul said better defense wins the game.
Defense travels. We've heard that this year.
I've been saying that a lot lately.
Yes, you have.
You also said
Been carrying
Jacksonville
it.
was the best team in the league.
Defense travels. We're back.
Jacksonville's #1.
Jacksonville's #1.
Let's repeat stuff I said in September, boys.
And November and December.
Now, you guys said it November and December.
Oh, you were
All
just
right,
keeping your word
but
alive.
I think Dallas goes in there and wins this game. It'll be close, but I think Dallas wins this game just on the strength that I think Ezekiel Elliott is having a really good playoff, and I think he'll continue against an older defense. I think they're going to put in a few wrinkles, and I think they're just going to they're going to overpower him both on offense and defense.
Okay. Are you going to nut up, or am I going?
I riding the momentum. I do think Dallas keeps it going. Unfortunately, I don't. I think that week off may hurt the Rams. But yeah, I got to go Dallas. Unfortunately, sucks.
You know, we both picked both road teams in that game.
Mm-hmm. And
Indy, I have no doubt. Indy, they're good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm picking Dallas again. I've picked Dallas like the last 4 weeks. They haven't let me down.
Right.
And I hate it. I hate it.
Sucks.
But
Giving me the
I just
sniffles
think-
here.
I just think Dallas's defense is too good for Goff.
I think it's just momentum.
Yeah, but also too, it's the fact that Dallas has some great athletes on defense. Those linebackers are fearsome.
Right.
Unanimous. Yes, it is, Paul.
Yeah,
Unanimous. Jerk.
Unanimously, we think you're a jerk.
Dilly
But we love you. Lovable jerk.
Dilly.
And I got to be honest, if Dallas had a better coach, they'd have been like 14-2.
Yeah, they'd be one, which
no.
would have been a good thing for us. 'cause last time they were a 1 seed, they choked.
I want this guy here forever, Garrett. I want him there till the day I die.
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
the other thing we're not giving credit to is the fact that Dak Prescott is playing better,
he is.
and that offense is doing enough. They got a stud running back. They got him a receiver in Cooper.
Right. And the offensive line's found its swag.
Right. And Prescott could take off and run when he wants to. He's playing better. And I think he's going to play good enough to beat Goff out in L.A.
All right, so we all agree with Dallas winning Saturday night. So Sunday.
What sets up that first?
The first game, the Chargers travel east again to take on the Patriots.
After traveling
they went
east.
home.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
East and back home, and then
Exactly.
Which I don't know why they would do that. I don't know why. I'm sure the Jets, the rivals in
We
the
talked
East
about
in
this.
New England,
Yes.
the Jets would have been more than happy to tell San Diego, guys, come on up here. Here's our facilities. We'll put mints on your pillows. Use this so you don't have to travel all the way back to the West Coast and then come back east.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. But they came east the first for that game against the Ravens.
Yeah. And beat them.
Beat them.
Beat them.
Rivers had no touchdown passes.
None. There's only one touchdown scored by the Clippers. One
That's
offensive
true.
touchdown was Melvin Gordon.
That's
It was
right.
Melvin Gordon, right?
Everything
forgot
else
about
was field goals and all,
Right. And let given defenses credit, that Chargers defense came out against the young gun,
Yeah.
the young
bit.
run and gun, and they just proved that he had little girly hands. They
little
kept
bit.
knocking the ball out. They knew that was a soft spot in his game, and they exploited it that first quarter.
The Chargers defensive line just owned the Ravens offensive
Over the
line.
Rams.
Just, there was always someone in Jackson's face all game long.
Right. For three quarters, they shut them down.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
It was
And
impressive.
I was
Yeah.
very shocked about that game, actually.
Right. Even more impressive, you got to give that Ravens defense. The only reason they were able to mount any kind of comeback in that fourth quarter was the fact that the Ravens defense was equally as good.
Best of the AFC.
Right. Probably the best in the league. Probably the best in the league
You watched
overall.
the two
I
games
know-
last
I agree
Sunday,
with you.
and you watched the Chargers Baltimore, and all the announcers were like the Baltimore with the best defense in the league, and then you turned on the Eagles Chicago with the best defense in the league,
Yes,
and I'm
I
like,
know.
how are they both ranked
That's
number
why
one?
that's why I'm saying conferences now. I'm not even
Right,
about to say
but that's
it.
it was funny, change the station. and it was-
Mr. Peterson has arrived.
Yeah,
Oh,
there he is.
there he
right.
is.
What's up, buddy? We're talking Chargers and the Patriots right now.
Hey, Mr. Peterson.
We're talking about the Chargers having to come east again to play Tom Brady and the Patriots. And
After a bruising game.
right now,
they-
here's the thing: Tom Brady against Phillip Rivers. Brady 7-0, has never lost to him. Two playoff appearances and 5 regular season appearances or something along those lines, where Tom Brady has never lost to Phillip Rivers. Is this the first time?
It's a year.
Is it?
It happens.
Is it?
I have no idea.
But you just don't have a clue this week, do you?
I really don't.
You really don't.
No.
Now, Rob, I know you're a huge Patriots fan.
What?
We all know this.
That's news to me. Why the hell we let him on this damn show?
Do you personally think
Wait a minute, what?
that this is the year the Chargers beat the Patriots? And be honest, please.
As good as that Clippers defense is, I still think having to go into Gillette Stadium on that second week coming east, and Tom Brady hasn't had that great of a year. He hasn't looked good at the end of the season here. I still think they have enough to beat the Chargers.
I think
There's a fucking surprise. He
yeah.
picks the Patriots.
Did you think anything else? I do think that the Patriots are, especially for the age of Brady and everything, will be one of the better teams coming off a bye. Just giving him time to rest. I mean, Gronk needs all the help he can get if they're not putting him out on a stretcher. But I
And
do
you
think
give-
out of the other
again-
teams, I mean, Andy Reid's really good coming off the bye, but
So
a
is
lot of young,
Belichick.
right? A lot of young guys, but I think giving Brady the extra week a break and stuff like that, and like we said, that's a lot for the Chargers to go back and forth, and it wasn't. They didn't blow out Baltimore. They let them sneak back in at the end of the game. You can't do
Yeah.
that with Brady. You can't
Yeah.
give him a shot
Right.
to win that game,
Yeah, Lamar
or a shot
almost-
at all.
Yeah, Lamar almost brought him back. He stunk for 3 quarters, but somehow found a little bit of magic.
And that's why
I
I
like
think
it.
the Chargers usually slip at the end of the year, and it started happening at the end of that
Yeah,
game.
they-
That's how
they-
they lose their games
they started.
is blow out and then let them climb back in.
A quarterback with a little bit more experience may win them that game.
Right.
Which is why
Flacco.
we didn't talk about it.
Right.
We did not talk about it. The fact that Harbaugh stuck with Jackson in that game when everybody, the commentators including, and those fans in those stands were going, "Why isn't he putting Flacco in?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but Harbaugh was right.
No.
You can't pull Jackson there.
He's stuck with his guns.
You can't.
You can't pull the kid.
You
It's
can't-
like Carter
well,
Hart.
It's not
It's
that
a
they
whole.
can't pull the kid. It's the fact that what's the record with Flacco and what's the record with Jackson this year? It's night and day.
Yeah.
Baltimore has played much better with Jackson there at Flacco.
But they
What was
not for
Flacco
3
gonna
quarters.
do? What was Flacco going to do when the rush is coming at him? At least Jackson can run around and scramble.
He
Flacco
was not
can't move.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing
I mean,
well.
mobile
Three
quarterback
quarters,
doesn't-
they shut him down.
Mobile quarterback doesn't mean anything.
So
I
I
think Harbaugh was 100% correct.
You
in
got to
leaving
give
Jackson
it
in that
to
game.
your.
100%.
You got a guy that won you a Super Bowl on your bench.
10 years ago.
Yeah, but he's
you know
still
what?
that
You know what
good.
you know what I think? Harbaugh, gotta go. Get him
I
out of
think
there.
he's
He
gotta go.
sucks.
No,
Get him
I
out.
love John
I think-
Harbaugh.
He
think-
sucks.
I
Get him
think
out of there.
John
Gotta
Harbaugh's
go.
a great coach, and I think he was 100% correct.
I think he was wrong.
You got to leave the kid in there.
I think he was. You're wrong.
I
Just like
think-
you say to me, your
like I said-
opinion. Well, it's your opinion. Is
How
wrong.
about
Right.
he puts Flacco in there, and he brings them all the way back and wins. I think you put Flacco in that game, and a veteran quarterback. Like I said, Jackson is good. He brought him back. You need a quarterback with a little bit more experience to finish that off.
I don't.
That
think
last drive, his little girly hands
you're
couldn't
right,
hold
Paul,
on to the
you're
ball.
right. He just
know?
said tough to pick against the Pats at home, which is true.
Right.
But I think you're wrong there. I think Flacco doesn't make any difference whatsoever. In fact, they put Flacco when they lose worse because he can't move. And I've been the biggest
but-
Joe Flacco fan since he's been in Delaware. I love the guy. I think he's
Oh.
great. But I don't think he's right for this team the way it's put together now. I think leaving Jackson in was the right move. The move that had to not be made. I think that's that. I think Harbaugh did it right.
Yeah.
That's just me. All right, so getting
So
back to the Pats,
Patriots
right.
game.
Which is why they're not playing this week.
Who wins? Who wins this game, Nick? What do you got?
I think you're gonna have to give it to New England. I think it's too much. Chargers slipped up last week. They slip up this week. It's done, and I think travel's gonna hit them.
Okay.
Damn it!
We know Rob C's picking.
I don't like these games this week.
So you're saying it's the Tom Brady factor is going to win them the game?
I think they'll have enough to beat the Chargers this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's too many things leaning in New England's favor this week.
All right. So Mr. Peterson takes the Chargers and Paul takes the Pats. Let me tell you all something. The Chargers are going in there and going to beat the shit out of the Patriots.
Hey, remember I said that last week.
maybe like I'm going to say 31-14. It's going to be an ass whooping.
I hope.
Chargers, they have something
Why,
right now.
are they bringing Lamar Jackson with them?
They have something right now, something that the Patriots don't have. The Patriots haven't looked good this whole month and a half. They haven't looked good.
No, they haven't looked that good
They
this
haven't
year.
looked. I'll tell you when they started looking like shit. The Miami game. When they lost the Miami game on the running around and putting Gronk in, and they won on that last play.
But yeah,
they
even
haven't looked good since then.
even looking like shit, they still almost got the 1 seed.
Right, but they didn't. And I don't.
They didn't. But
I think losing Josh Gordon is huge. You can't underscore that.
That may hurt him in the week after.
No, that's going to hurt him this week when the
I
Chargers
think
kick their
that's an
ass.
immediate impact. I mean, for him to come in late in the year and be leading their team significantly with receiving yards.
Now, let's face it, Edelman, he's a good little receiver, but he's not going to win you a game. Gronk, something's wrong with Gronk. I think this is his last game because he's going to retire.
It has to be.
Outdoor in the cold, Patriots. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. You agree with me. I don't think the elements matter this rate. The Chargers are
That's
on a
right.
mission.
We didn't forget the weather's a factor. We got a SoCal team coming north playing in the cold.
But they rely on their run, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah, they rely on their
the short
running
dump
in San
passes.
Diego and running
Wait a minute.
on the
do
hard
you
field.
think? Do you think the Pats defense is good enough to stop this Chargers team?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
Oh, that's funny.
The
Dude.
Pats defense.
You've been shitting on the Pats defense all year, and what have they done?
Nothing.
They've beaten everybody. They're
Nothing.
the division champs.
They beat
and
Miami?
They're the 2 seed.
Oh, God.
And they beat the 2 seed.
Did they beat Miami?
God,
They
don't
didn't beat Miami.
don't
They beat
bring
Miami
up-
once.
don't bring
but
up
no.
your AFC East, the
Yeah.
AFC least.
They're still the
can't do
2
it. You
seed,
can't
and they
do
almost
that.
were the 1 seed
Almost.
with this so-called shitty
Almost.
defense.
I'm telling you now.
You know what? Let's see what Phillip Rivers does against it on Sunday.
I'm talking about Rivers. I'm talking about
No,
Melvin
hold
Gordon.
on. No,
I'm talking
no.
about Mel Gordon.
No,
They're running.
you're saying that the Chargers are going to stomp them.
I am.
So that means Phillip Rivers is going to stomp them.
I'm saying the Chargers.
You're saying
The Chargers are more than one guy.
okay.
The Chargers
All
are
right.
more than
That's
one
why there's
guy.
an S
All
on
right.
the end of it.
You want to do a little pinky bet on
Oh,
it?
please don't. That's gay.
It's so gay. There you go. You know, The part. What's the Park Sports Book have for this game? You want to go odds, or you want to just do even up?
No, we got to even up. No
Okay.
odds because I get points.
What are we doing on?
Yeah, I'll give
I
you
don't
the
want
points.
them. No, I don't want them. We don't need them.
You don't need them.
We don't need them.
What are
They're
we-
going to win outright?
What are we doing here? What's the bet?
I don't know.
We'll figure something.
figure
No,
something
we're
out.
doing this on air right now.
Okay.
A bottle of vitamin water. I
Handy?
don't
There you go. There you go. Bottle of
Bottle of vitamin water.
you
Winners
go.
pick the flavor.
know. He hates vitamin water. Yeah, loser picks the
It's all right. I'm going to win
So
it.
you get a bottle of water.
So he'll buy me the bottle of water. I get right back to him because I don't drink vitamin water.
So it's a win-win
Either way,
for
Rusty
the
wins.
instigator.
All right, and do we all give our picks for the Eagles Saints game?
Yes.
We did. Mr. Peterson missed it. but
Mr.
yeah.
Peterson, who do you got? Eagles Saints. What are you thinking?
Are we gonna wait for the comment to come back?
Mexican roll. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, I know I owe you one from
So
a
wait,
couple
who-
years ago
Who
there.
who'd you pick, Nick? The Eagles
What?
or the Saints?
I think I picked Saints.
The Saints.
I picked the
You picked
Eagles.
the
Yeah, you were the only-
I
you were
said
the only one
Eagles.
pick Eagles.
I picked the Saints to win. Thank you, Mr. Peterson picks the Eagles, and we know Paul picks the Saints. All right, so that is football talk.
Just think, if my predictions come through, Paul, we got a conference championship game in Big D. Third time's the charm.
Yikes.
Close by 3. Oh, wow. Okay. 3 or less. Oh. Mr. Peterson's thinking a good football game. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. We're going to take a break. Birds. Wow, Paul's picking the Birds. I'm shocked, Paul. Shocked. I hope you're right, though. We come back. We're going to discuss Flyers,
Miscellaneous.
Sixers, Phillies. We definitely got to talk Phillies because there's a lot of happenings right now. So we're going to be right back after this. You're listening to the Joy Buzzer, sports talk with a buzz.
Just admit it. What you're doing right now is working, but it's not ideal. Before attending the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, I worked retail, and now I'm working for a major radio station in the Philadelphia market. There's a campus right here in the Philadelphia area. Visit gocsb.com or call 1-800-TV-RADIO.
I am the commish,
And I'm Rob C, the instigator.
Nicky Cole over here.
and we are the Joy Buzzer, the premier sports talk show, sports talk with a buzz.
And if you like our new sports talk channel here on YouTube Live, please subscribe.
And if for some crazy reason you like the show, smash that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the bell to get our notifications so when we go live, you're right here with us.
All righty, we're back with the final segment of the Joy Buzzer for this evening. Friday night, Connecticut School of Broadcasting, downtown Cherry Hill.
Again.
Well, we don't know if there isn't one, so we're in.
I guess there is now.
Yeah, we got a big, tall building here. We got
I thought we were on top of Cherry
we're
Hill.
on top of Cherry Hill, and we got a
Giggity.
Wawa across the street. You know, where Rob C gets his vitamin water.
Where's there not a Wawa across the street in
In Jersey.
Jersey?
Right, Jersey.
At the
PA.
circle.
At the circle?
So I want to discuss Phillies real quick because there's a lot of happenings right now.
A lot of happening.
A lot of happenings. Tomorrow, the Phillies brass goes and speaks to Bryce Harper
Ooh.
and Scott Boras
In Vegas, right?
in Vegas. Now, according to some, the deal's done. They
With-
just want to talk to Bryce Harper.
Bryce. So the deal is done with us, or the deal done going
With
somewhere
us.
else?
With us.
For Bryce Harper.
For Bryce Harper. That's according to some. You know,
Buy your
Yeah,
ticket.
but,
I'm on-
according to some,
Buy
the
your tickets
Machado
now.
deal's done.
Well,
tomorrow,
also
too.
now looking at this, I want. This is why I'm bringing this up too. The Phillies have hired Bobby Dickerson as a bench coach. Bobby Dickerson
Sorry.
is apparently Machado's mentor,
yes.
so to speak.
Yes.
You know, the first guy Machado ever played for in the Orioles organization.
He's his Paulie Dangerously.
Organization.
He's his Captain Lou Albano.
Captain Lou Albano, I love it.
His Bobby the Brain. For all you wrestling fans out there.
So, yeah. So the two things that are happening. One, again, Bryce Harper. Again, according to fan pages of people who actually live in Vegas, saying that the deal has been done, just waiting for the Phillies brass to come out and have Bryce sign on the dotted line. I don't believe that.
How many times have we been
Right,
through this?
I don't believe that. I hope it's
BS.
true.
With every
I
team,
don't
with every
believe
sport.
it's true.
Well,
However,
if it's true, then make sure everybody buy your Philly tickets tonight.
The hiring of Bobby Dickerson does tell me that the Phillies are close to signing Machado. They feel they had to do something that would put
That's
them
their
over
one-
the hump.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough though. If it's the pick between the Phillies or the Yankees,
No, the Yankees are out.
Yankees
The
are out.
Yankees
They're
are
done
out.
with Machado.
They're out because he wanted too much. He wants too much
And
money.
they're already paying Giancarlo Stanton.
Right, exactly.
Judge.
And they're going to have to pay Judge. Not
Oh,
yet,
yeah.
but they're going to. So
Right.
they know. And now, again, the Yankees, they're worth.
$1
They-
billion.
Right, so they can afford it.
They can afford both of them, if
But they don't
want.
have to.
They're worth as much as that ex-wife of the CEO of Amazon.
Exactly. So I really hope that Machado signs, and I hope that people are right saying that when the Phillies meet with Bryce Harper this weekend that something gets done. And yes, Mr. Peterson brought up Nola can't agree on a contract, likely headed to arbitration. And I believe I'll be honest, I think Nola really wants to go to arbitration because he's going to wipe the floor with the Phillies. He's going to win that arbitration
He's
case,
here.
hands
He's
down.
here. He's been through the shit seasons, the not great stuff, and the guy's good.
Yep.
Why shouldn't he get paid? You're
Right.
going to bring in Bryce Harper and pay him $500 million for a couple of years? Why shouldn't Nola get some money?
I agree. You got to pay the kid. You got to pay the
Right.
kid. You got to pay him what he's worth, and he's your number one starter.
Yeah.
Third in the Cy Young voting this year.
Right.
Had a great season.
Again, finished behind two guys with insane seasons that he kind of kept up with.
Yep.
You're going to have to pay him. If not, he's gone, and then we have no pitchers.
But you know what? This may be a smart move by the Phillies, though. You know what? Hem and Hall, let them go to arbitration. Because you know what? It'll be cheaper. The arbitration will be cheaper than them having to try to
True.
sign him.
Yeah.
Because arbitration just means that they're going to go to a neutral party. The neutral party is going to take his stats and compare it to the stats of the top 6 or 7 pitchers in the league.
Right.
They come up with a mean, an average, or whatever.
Right.
It's just going to be cheaper than him trying to
He's
sign
a free
him
agent.
as a 2.
Yeah.
As a number 1 or a 2.
Right.
Or whatever.
Do you remember the last time a Phillies superstar went to arbitration? Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard won his arbitration case.
Yeah, he broke the city.
Got paid, and then the Phillies went and signed him to that ridiculous contract that he
right.
never could fulfill. So, I mean, yes, it's going to work out better in the long run for Nola, I believe. But I think the Phillies are doing it right. They're seeing what he's worth. And he's going to get paid, and he knows he's going to get paid. They're not going to let him walk. Also,
Oh,
too,
God,
well,
no. Then we have no pitching.
Exactly. So
You're going to bring in
also-
2 massive dudes and have nobody that knows how to throw a baseball?
Right. The Phillies also made 2 signings.
You have notes?
I do.
Holy shit.
The Phillies signed, and I don't believe I'm saying this, the Phillies signed Hector Neris to a new contract, a 1-year contract. Neris sucks.
That's a so-called closer, right?
Yeah, and
Good
he
God.
is
No,
awful.
he's not the closer anymore.
Not
knows.
anymore.
Well, he thought he was.
He thought he was. He wanted to be, and then he kept giving up home run after home run. The Phillies also signed Jared Eichhoff, and that's a quiet,
I like
good
Okay.
move.
I like
Yeah.
that one.
Because Eichhoff is a good pitcher. You can start him, you can long
I'm a
relieve
fan.
him. I like that one. So the Phillies are making moves, quite some silently, the Neris and Eichhoff, and some the splashes in Machado and Bryce Harper.
Right.
And they have to keep up because the Mets are signing people left and right. The Mets just signed the second baseman from your Oakland A's, Jeff Mowry, who
Look
had a
at you.
great year last year.
Look at this guy.
Hit 25 home runs, 99 RBIs.
I'm freaking impressed.
Right. And also, from what I understand, the Braves are the top team to get Madison Bumgarner. If that happens, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. I am being a pro and being prepared.
That deserves an eye, Papa.
And you know what? Harper better be able to pitch. I wouldn't be surprised if Gabe Kapler threw him in there. You never know with that guy. That's our loose cannon right there. We don't know what's going to happen playing for this guy.
Right.
Only 5 weeks to Daytona 500. Thanks, Paul.
Let me know
But
when someone
only-
turns right.
Only 32 days till pitchers and catchers report. So that's all my baseball notes. Anybody got anything else to add in baseball?
I'm just shocked you actually had notes.
No. I am. Guys, I love baseball. You know this.
Well,
I'm a baseball junkie.
so on to the next topic, which I think is a shocker for all of us on the week of sports here in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
the
the
Flyers
Sixers.
won a game.
Do we have to discuss the Flyers? Because it always comes back to the same thing.
They won a game. Can we
But-
just talk about that?
But you
They
know,
haven't won a game at home since December 20th. It's going to take 4 minutes to talk about the Flyers. And let's
Okay.
just do it.
Okay, make your points.
They won a game.
Carter Hart looked good.
Carter Hart's been looking decent. He has been.
He
the
looked good
one,
against the
I
Flyers.
agree with you,
flub
Mr.
game.
Peterson.
I would have rather seen Hart in net against the Washington Capitals instead of the night before against the Blues. I want to see what he could do in net against guys that know how to very quickly and very graciously put a puck in the net. So I was kind of bummed about that. I kind of wanted to see him play the better of those two games.
You wanted
but
his head to get beat in by a better quality team.
I didn't want it to get beat in, but he hasn't been playing super high quality teams. He's been playing, teams with a couple goal scorers, whereas Washington's good. They just won the cup, and they're starting to get in the flow of it again. So I would have rather seen him play against them. Let's see what can he do against a team that knows how to score and score often. I mean, they
But
put in
hold on, didn't
5
you advocate for not putting him in those situations though?
all year long? I don't want to see him.
But it's fine against for one night. Let's put him in against the Stanley Cup winning
Right.
champions and let his head get beat in. For
I'm
a
fine
night.
for one night, not for the whole season. I don't want to see the whole second half of the season him get blown apart, but I would like to see real competition.
But he's in the NHL. He's already facing the top competition
He
in
is.
the world.
But you get there are
The Stars are no joke.
yeah.
They're in the NHL?
Isn't their record worse than ours?
No, we have the worst. Don't we have the worst record in hockey now?
I thought it was us in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's us in St. Louis, and we got smoked by St. Louis the other night, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm talking about. He played against the Star. He played against the Blues. He didn't play against the Stars. He did okay.
Yeah.
He had a very good game. Very
Got
decent
blown out
game.
by the Blues, though.
He got right. Very,
And you
very
wanted to put
bad
him
team.
against the Capitals.
Well, no, I didn't expect us to get shut out 3-0 against the Blues. I expected us to at least put one goal in the net because they had a rookie goaltender going in
Yes, they
that we
did.
never challenged.
Nope.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
we'll
see a
him
full.
there.
I don't want to see him for the rest of the year get blown up, but I would like to see him play against better teams. It seems like when the better game comes around, we're putting in our 7th string goaltender, or that's Norberg's one game he's back.
Because they have no
You're
shot.
right, Mr. Peterson. Speak about the Flyers did make a move today.
That's right. Go ahead.
They traded who? Who'd they trade?
Oh, Jordan Wheel.
Right. To Arizona for a defenseman and a 6th-round pick.
Where's your notes?
I don't know what we need a defenseman for.
Because it's such a nothing move that it's not even worth noting.
Is it? Is this? Hold on. Is this when the legend starts?
No.
Yes.
The legend of
This
Jordan
trade
No.
starts the legend.
No.
The legend of this squad being built.
But rumor
the
does
legend
have it,
of the grenade about to go off.
rumor has it
locker.
that Simmons is
They're going to shop him,
is pretty much going to be traded probably before the All-Star break.
right?
He's gone.
Which is
So I don't know when the hell the All-Star
Couple
break
weeks
is.
away?
Doesn't really matter.
So
We
is
only,
the
we only
clock
got
ticking?
one All-Star, and he shouldn't even be there.
20th, I think, maybe around then.
Is the clock ticking on this grenade?
Oh yeah.
I
Is the
think it
pin
had-
pulled?
Well,
Yeah.
once they fired the coach, once Hextall was gone and Hackstall was gone and all the Rons were gone.
Mr. Peterson said that even Grady's on the trading block.
Damn right. Trade Gritty.
I love it.
Can you imagine Gritty? We trade mascots.
That would be a first.
That's great.
Yeah, Gritty's been traded to
The Phantoms. He's
the
been sent down.
sent to
Let-
the
Send him down to the Phantoms.
Ship back to the minors.
He's playing for
send
the
him out to the
Lehigh.
NHL for a bunch of bags.
We're gonna bring up the Phantom and then send down Gritty. That would be nuts for a game.
All right, so what's the Flyers' schedule this weekend?
Well, they're playing the Devils tomorrow,
There's a loss.
1 o'clock.
and then they play the Wild on Monday, and they host the Bruins on Wednesday. So yeah, so they got
Yikes.
they're on the road
Is this
against the
an 0-3?
Devils, and
Devils
or
are
an 0-2 in overtime loss.
Devils are tough because we played them really good. They played us really good once this year. So that's a
that's a loss.
that's a back and
All
forth.
right, so that's a loss.
I don't know, what are the Wild doing this year?
They're beating the Flyers on Monday night.
Okay, that's what they're doing this year.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys
And-
have faith.
Oh, it is, and we know the Bruins are a good team.
You know, Bruins always are.
Bruins are going
they're,
to kill us.
they're a tough team.
Maybe we should start Carter Hart in that game. That's a quality team.
Fine. I would like to see him play better teams.
You know what? Start Carter Hart
Every
Every
game.
But no goaltender starts every game.
Start him the majority of the game. They make him your number one and say, "Here's our number one goalie, Neuberg. We'll
That's
put you in every 4th, 5th game."
They were getting ready. They were
What's the
getting
Flyers record?
Oh, who knows?
I thought you had it right there in front of you.
16, 23 and something.
Flyers are 16, 22, and 6.
So that's what 39-6 is
44 games.
44 games. So they have 76 games left, or 46 games left. For 36 games left.
How long is
I'm thinking? I'm going 82, and so it's 30.
140 game
They
season?
got 36 games left.
NHL just
Carter
became
Hart should start 30 of them.
No, I don't know.
No.
About 30.
Yes, 30. 30. Why the hell not? What have you got to play for?
Why
You're
start
not
at
making
30?
the playoffs.
He's not going to say no goalie's going to start 30 of those 36 games and get to 6 games off.
I
No.
wouldn't be surprised about that. Why not? If he's your number one goalie, he has to play the majority of the games. Yes?
He's clearly not the number one goalie, though.
He should be.
Why isn't he?
I don't
You
know.
think McKenna's better? Or Elliott? Or we're not going through this
Yeah.
again.
Who's
I'm
the
not-
ass
I'm
clown
not
they picked
doing
up?
this
Is that
again.
McKenna?
McKenna.
McKenna.
The guy with the
I'm-
black mask
I'm
with no
done with
logo
this.
on
I do
it.
kind of like the black mask, though.
The flat black
I
mask
did kinda like
that they got off the shelves
Exactly.
at fucking
I wish it
Walmart.
didn't have his number on the front, but I did like the blackout
I was looking
mask.
for a little coho sign. or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
That's kind of cool.
I'm done with this. This is ridiculous. It's the definition of insanity.
So,
it's
again-
the same thing over and over again,
so
expecting
again-
different results.
But if we're on our
Is
seventh
the-
goaltender, it's not
Is
not insanity.
pulled.
Is the pin
the
pulled?
pin is pulled.
Okay,
I
so
got pulled when Hextall got fired.
Yes.
all right, so
Or Hackstall. When the
so
coach got
who's
fired,
the first
the pin
guy?
was pulled.
So Simmons is getting blown
Simmons
out of
is
here.
going-
Apparently, Wheel was the first guy.
Well,
Well,
Will, but Will wasn't really. I mean, he was in the minors. He rode the pine.
Right.
He's not that big. Trading Simmons, which they should have done 3 years ago, that's a big move for them because Simmons is still putting the puck in the net.
And do you think
Not
they're
as much as he
do you think
should.
they're shopping everybody else around? They're shopping
there's
Voracek?
nobody on that. No, I shouldn't say
Giroux.
nobody. There's nobody over the age of 26 on that team that is safe.
Right. So they're shopping everybody.
They're shopping their veterans. They're not
They-
shopping the kids.
I think the only one out of the veterans is probably safe is Giroux because he's having another good
I
year.
don't even think he's safe. Why would you keep him?
Because he's having another good year.
By whose standards?
By the standards of the
He's
NHL.
a lousy captain. I think he should.
Oh, I
trade him.
I
agree
just
with
think
that,
he's-
though.
I-
I never liked him as a captain. I always the captain, that C should have been on someone else's chest.
He's
Because you have the coaches and you have the other players speaking up more than he does. I'll agree with you 100% there, but he's having another good season.
he reminds me.
Again, by
who's that
whose
other-
standards?
Who's that
at
other
the
captain?
stats.
Who's Carter? Remember we had Carter.
He's a decent player on a shit team.
He's
Well,
Carter.
what does that have to
If
do
you
with
put
his
him on a
stats?
good hockey team, he'll be the fourth line center.
He reminds me of that guy Carter that was
So-
our captain here.
Jeff Carter was never a captain.
Wasn't he a captain?
No, Jeff
No.
Carter was the captain.
Jeff Carter
Mike
was a-
Richards.
He was here. Mike Richards.
Well, Richards was a captain.
Richards
Right.
was the
Well,
captain.
he
Jeff-
reminds me of Richards.
No, I thought Richards was a much better captain.
Well,
I think Giroux's a better hockey player. I think Richards was a much better captain.
either way, once they ship him out, he may be a better captain somewhere else.
I don't think he'll be a captain
He
somewhere
won't
else.
be a captain anymore.
Well, he'll be a better
Like I
player
said,
somewhere.
He'll be
Right.
a fourth line center
But how do you?
somewhere else.
So the guy that should have finished second or third in all of standings last year and should have been nominated for. He's a fourth line center somewhere else.
Yes.
For
Yes.
a guy that finished almost topped
Absolutely.
in the league in all stats.
Yes.
How is he a fourth line center somewhere?
Because put him on a team with good hockey players, he doesn't measure up. You put him on this team, absolutely, he's the best player on this team.
We're not go. His stats kept him in the top 3 of all standings last year.
Yes.
How is he a shitty hockey player then?
Because I just said it.
You
He's-
put him on a better team, his stats go higher.
No, his stats go lower because he won't play as much. He won't play as much.
You
He'll be a
you are
third or fourth line center.
You are delusional.
Nick.
So on the
you're-
Washington Capitals, he'd be their
he's a
fourth
fourth
line
line center.
on the
He's a
Capitals.
checking line
Delusional.
center at best.
Shall we pull up the Washington Capitals roster and see who's better than Claude Giroux?
I'd love to see
Yeah.
this. I'd love to hear
It's not
this.
going to
Let's
change
see
my
it.
thinking. And see, we're getting right into the same discussion again about shitty Flyers, why they should stay, why they should go,
I don't
and whose stats are great, and this and
A
that.
guy that was in the
Let's look at
running.
the record: 16-23.
A guy that was in the running for
16 and
MVP last
23.
year. How is he a bad player on another
16
team?
Because they're 16-23. They're a shit
That
team.
doesn't make. That
But
doesn't
isn't he
make
doing
sense.
his parts?
He's doing what he's supposed
Sure
to do.
he is on a shit team.
What does that mean, though?
I don't know how I can say this any more plain than the fact that you put him with good hockey players, he won't see the ice because the players around him are much better than him. So he won't see the ice.
So the guy carrying a team fully on his back is leading league in stats.
How's he carrying
He's a
this
shit
team, Nick?
team.
They're 16 and 23. He's not carrying dick. Everyone must go. Thank you, Peterson. Thank you. Everyone must go except the rookie, Carter Hart, and a couple defensemen. Everybody else has got to go. The team blows. And you're saying Giroux's a great player on a crappy team. Smartest kid in retard class. That's all I'm hearing.
No.
That's all I'm hearing.
No, because if his stats lead the NHL, he's not a fourth-line center somewhere else.
Well, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's no arguing with you because you're.
But that doesn't make
Hold on a
sense.
second.
You're stuck.
Hold on. Let's
you're
see.
stuck. And Nick,
So
God bless you
so-
because you see the Flyers with rose-colored glasses.
So Carson
And God
Wentz,
bless you for that.
Carson Wentz's first season when he was doing well, doing good, doing great stats, all those records and stuff like that. Nick Foles, shitty team, doing great stats record. You put him as a
Nick Foles
second,
was on
third
a
string
shitty
somewhere
team.
else?
Nick Foles, when he got started quarterback, they made the playoffs because they had a decent team around him.
No, I think
Carson
that's
Wentz
just,
had a shitty team around him. They went 7-9.
That
you
doesn't
got
make-
good players around him. He went 13-3 or whatever the hell they were before he got hurt.
that doesn't make any sense.
You got a shitty team around Claude Giroux.
Let's see.
But you take-
Nicholas Backstrom, who's 31. We're talking centers on the
Just centers.
on the Capitals here.
Oh,
Travis
Ovechkin.
Travis Boyd.
Ovechkin's not a center, is he? Is he a
No,
winger?
he's a winger.
He's a winger. Let's see what else is the center here. Nick Dowd,
You just named 3 centers.
Lars L. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, I'm saying, do you think Claude Giroux is good enough to replace any one of those centers? The 3
Oh
you just
yeah,
named.
I'd take Claude Giroux over 31-year-old Nicholas Backstrom.
Against-
I don't.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't.
Let's see. And you take him over Travis Boyd?
No.
No, you
Do
take.
you even know who the hell that dude is?
Yeah, there's
Sure.
no idea, Travis. Yeah, Nick Dowd,
I know who Nick Dowd is, and there's no way Giroux replaces him.
Lars Eller,
I don't know who that is.
Evgeny Kuznetsov, right? Who's Kuznetsov?
Kuznetsov.
Kuznetsov?
Cut his nuts off?
Cut his nuts off? Would he cut Giroux's nuts off
You know.
to be the fourth-line center on that team? Would he? Oh, you
would
know, here's one guy I'd probably take over Giroux, who's a center right winger. I'd take T.J. Oshie.
Absolutely.
I'd take Oshie over
Absolutely.
Oshie, yeah.
So, again, so
Chandler Stevenson.
Okay,
don't know who that
so
is.
there are no centers on the Washington Capitals that have more goals than Claude Giroux.
Right.
Okay, so he's a fourth liner on that team.
Yes. No question about it. No question about it.
Moron.
Well,
Ooh, man,
I'll tell you what.
that's hard. That's a hard M.
Well, you know, like I said, Nick sees the Flyers with rose-colored glasses, and I love him for it because he's a true Flyers fan, and he'll never waver, and that's the way you're supposed to be when you're supporting your hockey team. And I got no problem
But you
with
break
that.
down stats.
You don't have to break down stats when just an eye test tells you. Claude Giroux hasn't been a very good hockey player in 5 years.
But if he's got so if he's got bad players around him, bad
Right.
team, bad situation,
Right.
still putting up great numbers.
Okay.
What do you think happens when good players get put around him?
he'll ride the pine because good players are better than him.
No,
So he
his
won't
numbers
see
go
ice.
through the roof.
No, they will not, Nick.
Why wouldn't they?
Because they'll get less ice time.
No.
So do you, hold on. If you let's put it out there. Let's go into the future here. Let's do this.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a 4-minute talk of the Flyers.
Actually, no.
Somehow
That's
every
back
week
in
it
time.
goes 20 minutes about the same thing.
No, this
It
is
never
different this week.
changes.
Let's go this way.
We just talked about how
Yeah.
bad the team is.
Trading Claude Giroux.
I'd do it today.
Trading Claude
For a
Giroux.
bag of Doritos.
Would it benefit? What's the bigger benefit? Trading him or keeping him?
Trading him.
If you trade him in the future, what do you get?
Right now, if I
What
get,
would you get for Claude
if
Giroux
I could
now?
get a second-round pick for Claude Giroux, I'd be doing freaking cartwheels in the parking lot.
Just the second round pick?
That's all I want.
You don't want players?
He's not. Well, he's not good enough to get you good players. He's not good enough to get you a first-round pick. So
He's
if
not
I
good
get
enough to get you a
second-round
player
pick, I'm
now.
doing cartwheels in the parking lot. Giroux is the pick of the litter, and that's a shitty litter, Paul. That's the problem. I agree, Mr. Peterson. We're building for the future, and the future is now. The future's not now as long as you have Claude Giroux, Voracek,
So you don't think you could get anything more valuable than a pick for
No.
Claude Giroux?
Would you give up anything more than a second-round pick for Claude Giroux?
I'd give up players.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yes.
For that guy?
Yeah.
No.
Just by what Nick's telling me.
Just by what Nick's telling you. Rose-colored glasses.
Top 3 in stats. Stats don't
Sure
lie.
it is. And congratulations.
On a bad team?
Last year.
All right, so if you're a really good team,
On
the
a
Boston
shitty
Bruins.
team.
Okay.
Boston Bruins come in here in a couple weeks.
Right.
They need a center that can score.
Right.
All right. Are they eyeballing Claude Giroux?
No.
A guy
You
who
just said a
finished,
center who could score.
who's finished top 3 in scoring.
Right, last year.
For last year.
Last year.
And
he's keeping his
he's
momentum
keeping his
this
pace
year.
This year. You don't think the Bruins want
Says
him?
who?
The stats say it.
We're talking about
the
Sixers.
stats.
I'm done with. I can't do this
You
anymore.
guys are the ones spreading that rumor about Giroux.
So how
catching up.
how the
Stats
Sixers?
don't lie.
How have the Sixers been doing? What are we doing? Because I'm not doing this anymore. Because the stats aren't lying, and you just don't want to read the stats. Because you're stuck behind rose-colored glasses. Because you think he sucks, and that's it.
Or shit-colored glasses.
Shit color. Yeah, thank you.
Fart-colored glasses.
Fart-covered glasses.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Claude Giroux.
Your damn shark glasses off. What are the Sixers doing? I need to go for a walk.
Oh, God. It's just the same conversation.
You got 5
over
minutes on
and
the
over.
Sixers. Let's go.
The
Lord Stanley
Sixers right now
2025.
are tied with the mighty Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, like
They're actually playing
65, 65.
66 all.
Yeah, Sixers have no Embiid tonight.
No Embiid tonight.
He sprained his ankle or something to practice, so he's probably going to
I
be
thought
out.
he sprained it going into the stands and putting that fat, chubby kid on his fucking lap. I'd sprain my ankle on that Chubbs.
Maybe. I don't
on that
know.
Chubbs.
I just know he's got a bad ankle. He's got a bad wheel.
Ow! Get
So
this
then-
porker off of my lap.
Damn.
The All-Star numbers have come out for the Sixers.
Oh, have they?
Yes, they're going just by backcourt and front court now, and that's it. So the backcourt, Ben Simmons is 5th overall.
So he's not making the All-Star
So
team?
he'll probably make it as a sub, but he won't make it as the starter. Joel Embiid is 3rd overall behind Kawhi and
Think he hurts?
no, I can't think of the other guy's name now. It's terrible. Just bad.
That took an hour and 30 minutes to get Dickie Hurts or something.
So chances are he'll be the starting center for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Jimmy Butler is 5th overall. So there's a chance he makes it. The one guy that is omitted from all this, and I think deserves votes, is J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick's averaging 18 points a game.
He's past his All-Star prime.
He's
agree,
averaging
but
good.
like Giroux, he's having a breakout season
He's
again.
No,
When did I
he's
say
not.
breakout
He's-
season?
J.J. Redick is
He's
nowhere.
reaching in the Wayback Machine and finding great stats. So
Drew
why not?
had
If
it-
Giroux makes the All-Star team, why can't J.J. Redick?
J.J.
Giroux had-
Redick is run of the mill.
Oh, if Giroux's making it, why can't J.J.?
Because there's JJ's numbers competing with the rest of the league.
Yeah, he's run of the
Answer
mill.
that right there.
What?
Is JJ Redick's numbers competing with the rest of the league
18 points a game? Yes.
and tops of the league?
18 points a game.
Let's pull
Let's
that
pull up the
up.
stats.
Pull up the stats.
Leading scores in the NBA.
Paul. Flyers and Sixers are the only team from Philly that can beat Dallas. Well, they both did, so.
Yeah, it's true.
What are we pulling up now?
We're pulling up the leading scorers in the NBA.
Oh, okay.
To see how far down JJ.
He's
To
4
see how-
down.
If he's far down, then how is that anything compared to Giroux?
Probably, I would say late 20s.
Is
Are you
he,
talking about
is
his
he top
age?
5?
No, God, no.
So what's the comparison?
I mean,
I don't know what the comparison
Isn't Claude
is.
Giroux top 5?
Last year.
last year, this year he's carrying over from what he did last year.
Right.
Okay, so if a
Right.
guy that finishes, top 5 in stats, and a guy who's
Right.
32nd in
Now-
stats, how is that the same?
Okay, that's fine.
I mean,
So,
am I crazy?
so hockey's an individual sport then?
You're making it seem like now basketball is an individual sport.
No, I'm not.
If Redick's numbers are so good, and why are you saying how?
I said Redick's scoring 18 points a game.
And I asked, how is that compared to the
So that's
rest of the
scoring
league?
percentage, right? Is that what we want? Not leading the league.
I
'Cause,
don't.
like Kevin Durant leads
I
the
definitely
league in
don't
field
understand
goals.
the stats in basketball. So
They are kind of confusing.
We're
But as
we're
I
looking.
said,
We're
well,
looking
let's
for.
think of it this way: the Sixers have played 43 games. They have 12 losses. The Flyers, we know, are 7 games below 500. So you tell me, what has to happen? What has to happen to both teams, Nick? The Sixers are 20 games over 500. The Flyers are 7 games under 500
but we're just talking about one man stats,
in a team game.
right?
So again, we're talking about one-man stats
And
on
another
a
man's
shitty
treasure.
hockey team.
Okay.
Where we're talking
All right.
about one-man
Hold on.
stats, the 3rd leading scorer on a basketball team.
But we're comparing
hold on a
those
second.
stats to the league.
Top 20 Scorers in the NBA, points per game. Here's
Right.
the top
Okay.
20.
All right.
Here's the top 20. JJ Redick isn't in the top
Anywhere
20.
close.
It's not anywhere close. Not even sniffing.
I
'Cause
think
that's
He has 18.
But that's what we're
it's
comparing
about
here.
18 points a game, maybe 19.
But
I
that's
don't
what
know.
we're
That's-
comparing here. We're
that's
comparing
not
one
even
player's
close.
stats to the league.
Right.
So Giroux's
But see-
stats are better
Sure they
to
are.
the Flyers than
Sure they
JJ's
but
are to the Sixers.
Where is that in contention with the whole team, with the team concept? It's a team game. Both games are team games.
Yeah, but
So
they-
you're
you're going on.
touting-
Going
you're
no,
touting-
hold on.
You're touting Claude Giroux as having a great season.
No,
And
going
maybe
on.
he is individually.
Going on
Is
that.
JJ Redick
going-
the best player on the Sixers
Oh,
team?
God,
Right.
no, he's fourth best.
That's what I mean.
All right,
Going on
so-
that stat alone, you
Right.
say everybody on Flyers are shit.
Yes.
Whereas JJ's playing around great players.
Right.
Why doesn't he have great numbers? Super great and phenomenal numbers.
Because
Because
he's
for
playing-
him, they're career highs almost.
Oh,
Because he's playing with a good team, right?
right. So you can't compare them.
Sure, you can.
Flyers are playing. If Giroux's having good numbers,
Right.
good league lead number, very great season last year
Right.
with a very
Stop-
bad
stop
hockey team.
talking last year. We're
He's
talking
having
this
good
year.
numbers this year with a very bad hockey team.
Okay,
Redick's having decent numbers with a very good
right.
NBA team. Where's the comparison there?
There is none. I've been saying that all along.
Right.
You
He's
too quickly
playing-
jumped down my throat. Oh, what's Giroux compared to Redick?
Because he's
there is none.
Because he's playing with good players
Sure he is.
and a good team.
Right.
Giroux putting up the numbers he is with as bad as a team this is
Right.
much better than what Redick's doing
Why?
because he has no help.
Right. He has no help
Okay, so if he has no help, then how is he doing this?
because
Because he's a good hockey player.
no, because there's no
he's
one
tradable.
else around him that are any good. So he's the only one that's going to score because he's got total ice time. It's between him on forwards, not on defense. On forward, he leads him in total ice time. He leads him in shots. He leads him on everything else because there's no one else around him
I
that's
think
any good.
Provorov leads him on ice time.
Yeah, as I said, not including defense. We're talking
Oh,
forwards.
sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I know you weren't. You never do.
Damn right.
Huh? What?
I will defer to you until the NFC Championship game, Eagles versus Cowboys. I think,
Yeah, that's what I would-
you know what? We all want that in here, I think. I don't think it actually happens. But also, we're getting back to the Sixers.
The hell
The
is the
All-Star
Sixers
game.
By the way,
Um,
Joel Embiid is 7th in the league in scoring percentage, 26.9.
26 points a game, and he's third
Okay,
in
right up.
rebounding, and he's
Is
eighth
he?
in blocks.
Is he
and
third in rebounding?
He's somewhere up there.
He is
Joel's
third.
having a fine season this year. Very fine season. I think Ben Simmons is like 8th in assists or something
Right,
like that.
they're all
He is
feeding
six.
off of each other.
Six.
6 in
now.
assists,
Right.
8.8 a game.
All feeding off of each other.
Right,
Right. That's how you get a
How about
good team.
blocks
Right.
per game?
which we don't have in hockey.
Right.
Right.
But
So
that's what I
one
mean.
guy's got to do it all, you said.
Right.
Right.
So that's
Joel
more
Embiid's tied
impressive
for eighth
for this
in
guy
blocks.
to be getting little to no help from the rest of his
But
team.
if he's so great, why aren't they only have 16 wins? If he's so great,
Because
If
it's
Giroux's having
like
a
you
great
said, it's a
season.
team sport. If
Right,
nobody
but you're
around
the
him,
one kissing his ass saying he's having a great season,
because a man's having good numbers.
and it's not doing anything for the team, is it?
Because he has no help. I'm gonna watch the Sixers game now.
are you
You
getting
guys can
angry
talk.
over there?
I'm pissed off.
I think it would be more attuned if you pick an NBA team that's really bad that has a really great player like was it the Memphis Grizzlies, right? Kemba Walker? Are they
Charlotte.
Charlotte? The Charlotte. Charlotte's still a playoff team though, right? They don't
Fringe.
They don't suck.
Oh, they suck.
But
I'll tell you what,
Suck. Are the
you
Flyers
take-
are the Flyers a
you-
fringe playoff team?
No, God no.
So the Flyers suck.
Yeah,
So,
the Flyers
so let's find an
downright suck. I've been
NBA
saying
team.
that for 2 years. The Flyers suck.
All right, so let's find an NBA team that really sucks that has a super great player on it. And where would you put
Lakers?
There is one.
Oh,
No, the Lakers are 3 games over 500.
Oh, they turned it around.
Yeah, but
Oh.
although since LeBron's been hurt, they're like 2-6. I don't know. I don't really know. I can't think of any teams that way that have a great player on a shit team.
Let's find one.
Did you just Google great players on shit teams?
Let's do an NBA standings here. Let's see.
Atlanta's
That
up.
is right.
Atlanta's up 3.
Okay.
Well, how about Atlanta? Atlanta's not that great, right?
Atlanta
they're not, but-
Thrashers.
Oh, hold on.
But the Hawks are very young. Very,
okay.
very young.
All right, the top, the bottom 3 in the Eastern Conference are the Bulls, the Knicks, and the Cavaliers.
Okay. And the Bulls have really nobody. The Knicks' best player is hurt. That's the unicorn. And who was the last one? The
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers on dick.
They don't have anybody.
Cavaliers got nothing.
They don't have a quality player.
They really don't. Check their roster out. There's no quality player on that
Okay.
team.
I said Memphis Grizzlies earlier.
Yes.
Do they have anybody?
I don't know.
Dallas Mavericks.
Mavericks have a real good player in that, the rookie, Doncic.
Dontrick. All right.
That's
Suns.
tough.
Suns have another team that's very, very young.
But do they have a player, a veteran-y player that's
No.
good in the league? How about the Pelicans?
Yeah, Anthony Davis.
Anthony
Might
Big
be
Baby Davis.
Not really Big Baby. No, the unibrow.
Oh, the unibrow. Okay.
That's the only way I'm
All
going
right,
to know who
so
the hell you're talking about. I know the unibrow player.
All right, so the Pelicans are they're 20-22. They're 12th in the Western Conference. Anthony Davis is a stud, right?
Oh, absolute stud.
Okay. Is he Claude Giroux in the NBA?
Very good player stuck on a shit team.
A very good player.
No,
stuck
and
on
I'll
a shit
tell you
team.
why.
It's always going to be no. It's just like you picking the Patriots.
No. Here's the reason why, and it's the only reason why. Claude Giroux is 33, 32.
Is he that old?
He's in his 30s. Davis
sure?
is 26.
Okay.
You know, Davis will have room to get better and better, and the team will have room to get better and better. So, as of this moment, you can't compare that.
Okay, so
because
let's find.
just because of age.
You're never going to find an exact comparison in different sports. Because basketball clearly is all the superstars kind of stick together.
That's true.
So you're never
No
going to
argument
find.
there.
You're never going to find.
I was just trying to find something comparable.
I get
right.
that, but it's so hard because you're never going to see a hockey team with Sidney Crosby, Alexander Ovechkin, freaking the guy,
Hold on a second.
the Oilers. Like
We just played a team. The Washington Wizards are 17-25. They're 11th in the conference, so they're not in a playoff spot. They're
And they
kind of
just lost their best player, John Wall. He's out
John
for the
Wall.
season.
All right. Well, if John Wall wasn't hurt, would he be the Claude Giroux?
Yes.
Claude Giroux is 30.
Yes. 100% yes.
Claude Giroux is 30.
John Wall is, because he's a great player on a shitty team, he'll get the stats because he'll play more. Put him
Plus
on a
he's
team.
a ball hog.
Put him on a team with LeBron or with anybody in Golden State, and he doesn't put up the numbers that he puts up in Washington.
Or you put him in OKC with Westbrook.
and then he's a fifth option at best, and he does not come to put up the near numbers he puts up in Washington.
I still think the sports are too different to
Sure they
compare
are.
them
Oh,
like that.
absolutely they are.
Because I think you two
100%.
put Giroux on a better team, his stats get even better.
And I agree with Nick on that one. You put Giroux somewhere
On
else.
a better team, you put him on a Capitals.
Like
or,
you put him
or
on the Bruins.
For the love of
Hey,
yeah.
Paul, wing bowl's done, buddy.
Yeah,
there's no wing bowl anymore.
That ended.
It's over.
Yeah, once the Eagles won the
Because
Super Bowl, they ended it.
Super Bowl
No,
champs.
I think he said wing pole, right?
It
That
says
pole.
wing pole, but I'm not sure what a wing pole is.
I have no idea. I'm sure it's something sexual. You
Is
big
that-
stud, you.
Is that a strip club you go to? Is that like a wing eating contest there?
You eat wings while riding
we'll
the
go.
pole.
We'll go to the strip club and eat wings.
Welcome to the Joy Buzzer.
Welcome to the Joy Buzzer.
So we get all our frustration out this week.
I was never frustrated.
Oh, yeah, I do have one more bit of news. The MLS Super Draft was today.
Have fun with that.
What are you talking about? It's football.
Right.
So the...
Are we talking MLS?
Ay, caramba! So the Philadelphia Union...
I got to use that once.
The Chester Soccer Club.
The Philadelphia
The
Union
Chester Soccer Club.
in the MLS Super Draft...
The what?
The draft. The draft for the MLS.
Yeah, I got no idea what you're talking about.
All right.
Yeah, no shit.
They traded away their entire cache of picks.
What? I can't believe this. What
Cincinnati.
did we just get a new GM or whatever in there?
And you know why they did it? Because they have faith in their robust academy system that they did not want to. So they traded all their picks for probably cash to FC Cincinnati, who's just coming into the league,
Awesome.
which is gay.
Okay, now I'm gonna. This is not a stupid question. Why? Why? What
You know what?
What did
That's
they
a-
get?
That's a very good question.
They probably got they probably got cash. They probably got cash.
So
for
no,
all those picks.
why didn't they want to draft anybody?
Because and this is according to the site on the MLS, they feel that their academy system is stocked up.
Well, see now
See,
that's
it's-
my question though. Can you add to that?
It's more to the academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Well,
it's
here's
different than
the-
other
it's different.
sports because they're literally taking these guys as kids. They're taking kids.
Like
And they're-
14-year-olds.
Yeah, and they're
But
molding them into exactly what they want or need. So like building something for the future, like how Hextall's plan was taking too long. Like for soccer, for MLS, for you, it takes much longer because you're bringing these kids up young, but you're molding them into exactly what you want.
Right.
So if you can get, 3, 4, maybe 5 good homegrown players, you build your team exactly
now
what you're
by
looking
molding
for.
them, say you come out, say you're a rising halfback and whatever. They'll take you and they may change you to like a fullback or a wing.
Right. If they feel your talents
where they see you seem fit, and then
in their system, right?
Brand you and you play that way.
Right.
It worked. I mean, the Union do have 2 homegrown players that are pretty good.
Think of it as a hybrid of the minor leagues in baseball. Where baseball does have a draft, and there's a lot more emphasis now going on the draft because a lot more players are now staying in college instead of signing from high school. Or they are in Major League Baseball, they actually now are allowed to draft high school players, where before they didn't. You could sign a player right out of baseball, right out of high school. This is basically what the academy system does. Is you're signing kids out of schools and putting them in your school to learn how to play soccer.
Right.
But what the super draft is, or what the
No.
MLS draft
Just
is,
a brawl.
Is basically you're taking the kids that decided not to go to academies, who wanted to go to college and play soccer in college for the NCAA. So now these teams now have an option to take the best college soccer players and bring them into their team.
See, this is why nobody likes soccer. It's too fucking confusing.
Well, it's confusing. How's that
Holy
confusing?
shit.
I'm not going to get it's the world sport,
and
but
Paul-
we're going to end it. on that.
Well, no, they're having a wing eating contest February 1st at Cheerleaders. Top prize is $2,500.
And I'm invited?
I think the Joy Buzzers, the
Buzzer?
JBT,
The JBT.
is hitting Cheerleaders on February 1st.
What is
Woohoo.
JPT?
JBT?
TJB?
JBT.
And on
Joy Buzzer took us.
taint. And on that note, I think it's time to end this show.
Nikki Cole is here.
Yeah, I was.
The instigator, Farter Rob C.
That's it.
I am the commish. Let's go, Birds. We'll see you next week, probably on tape delay.
Tape delay. Feel like how old he is.
Is that
Pre-recorded in front of a live studio
Oh,
audience.
for Christ's
This has
sake.
been the Joy
I
Buzzer.
just pulled out my freaking head.
So long, farewell, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. I'd like to stay and taste my first champagne. Yes?
No. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. I leave and heave a sigh and say goodbye.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So